Good morning, good evening, everything in between. How are we all today? Welcome, everybody. I hope we have been staying safe and making good choices. Hello, everyone. Before we get straight into it, I want to say a massive thank you to Neki, to Weeb, to Shira, and to Mori. Thank you for the check-ins. We're immediately here. It is Millie's route. We are immediately here. We are going straight to it. You guys want to play Fortnite? Oh my god, Fortnite gaming? Lucky! Do you not want to see Millie? That's crazy. You're telling me you would rather Fortnite over Millie? Damn, that's fake fan attitude. That's insane. Wow, I can't believe it. Oh my god. Millie is from Mother Town, no! Oh my god, no, not like this, not like this. Lucky, have you finished the route yet? I'm pretty sure Lucky's finished it, right? Lucky's finished. Right, Lucky? Yeah, see? Lucky's completely up to date. Lucky knows exactly what's happening. I finished everything and cried? Yeah, no, that's felt. I have been playing this a lot, off stream. I keep replaying certain scenes and crying to it, and I keep joking that it's cheaper than therapy, so it's been really great. Oh my god. Yeah, TWOFOLD, we're about to get down. Nicky, no! We can't be doing this, not like this. Millie route is my comfort route. No, actually, same. Like, Millie route is my comfort route. There are 3 scenes that, over the last few months, I just boot it up, and I hit play, and I turn it on order, and I just sit there. I sat there for 5 hours recently. I would just replay the same couple of scenes on repeat. It hits, I'm telling you. It actually hits different. Millie is my comfort character. It holds her like a ferret. She's not going anywhere. But yeah, I thought with this week and how... Which scene? So, the scenes that are my comfort scene, the Christmas tree, no, okay, I don't know what this says about me. My comfort scenes are... This is gonna sound so bad. Oh, wait, what does this say about me as a person? Oh, no, wait. So, my comfort scenes are her having a breakdown at the end of Act 2 on the bridge, and then another one is Letting Go, which is the one where she reads the journal entry about having to let go of things. Those are my comfort scenes. Theo, don't look at me like that. Look, those are my comfort scenes. Also on the bridge, what can I say? The bridge scene is very, both of them, very feelings. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take a sippy sip. Letting Go is my comfort scene too. Yeah, right! On my Twitter and pinned because I need to hear it from time to time. Exactly. Like, I think the wording in those scenes is so incredible that sometimes, like, you just need that reality check, and you need to reality check yourself and go back to it and just listen to it again, and you're like, yes, this is good, thank you. Thank you for your wisdom. Insane. Oh my god, Millie dressed as Elsa, that's crazy. She's already got the braid going for her, she's halfway there. No, we're not doing this. But yeah, I've been reliving a lot of TWOFOLD, and I thought, since this week is a big week for me, with big announcements happening on Sunday, and like lots of like change and new things coming up, it would be really good to like really come back and enjoy like a very big moment for me, which was playing TWOFOLD, because oh my god, I want to rewatch these scenes with Millie and see how much I am affected as well. I literally cannot begin to express how much. Wait, hold on. Okay. You're both insane. What are we doing here? But yeah, so I thought it would be a really good way to be able to segment in Twofold again, because like I always feel really bad at the idea of playing things again on stream after I've finished them, and so I was like, wow, here's a great excuse to put Millie Route back in here. Haha, I get to pick, it's for me. So then that's how I was able to feel not bad about going through Twofold again on stream. Because, like, I play it off stream. It's, like, my comfort. So, like, you're going through it, huh, Miss Streamer? Aren't you going through it, Streamer Code Lucky Kun? Like, are you not also going through it? But yeah, I thought it would be fun to go through everything again and just... I don't know if I'll be able to do this next week again, because I do have that, like, guilt with, like, streaming, like, games that I've already finished. But because of how important this week is, I was like, it's for me. 7 Days of Mari, that has to include Millie. She knows I was one step ahead today. I thought it would be a nice way as well, because with the last... I think I was also... No, I think I was just Red Panda for that. I don't think... No, I think I had Numbad as well back then. I think I was doing both. I think. So I thought it'd be really good in terms of, like, looking back, if I could have Dog Mari up, because that's a way to kind of, like, show the change as well. Because, you know, it's different overlay, it's different everything. You're always 2 steps... 2 steps ahead. I am 2 steps ahead. No! You're gonna put that in my head! No! Anyway, before that is stuck in my head. Oh no. I just... Showing off the fit to your wife, I see what you're thinking. Exactly. Gotta show her that I'm looking good. Like, it's a big week this week. I need her to see that I'm, like, so princely. You know, 12's hair kicks feet. Aren't I just so princely for her? That's crazy. But yeah, so we're gonna be playing Twofold today. And I'm really excited. I asked Neki, I was like, okay, Neki, are we doing Act 1, Act 2, or Act 3? Like, which one are we doing? And Neki was like, you're not doing Act 3. Act 1. I was like, okay! Okay! Whatever you say! So, Neki picked Girl, Take Care of Yourself. See, the one that would have me crying is Act 2. But anyway, cheers. The speed in which I answered, not for real. You were on it. You were like, bam. My god, we're gonna see them fumble again. We are! We're gonna sit here and feel so frustrated affectionately about the fumble of all time. But I believe in them. Maybe this time it'll be different. Am I right, y'all? God, I love the fumble. Same. Like, oh my god, same. Millie route, comfort route, always. Oh, I missed her. How do you fumble? Not for real! Because I just realized I fumbled someone. You did what? How the fuck did you fumble someone? Neki Box, what the hell? I need that in my DMs right now. That's so important. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm same Lucky T. Hello? Who fumbles someone can't be me? That's crazy. Lucky and I both like, oh my god, gossip, thank you. We'll gladly take that. But yeah, I'm thinking. What in Team Gay? Yeah, let's fucking go. Just like, just out yourself to everyone in Team Gay. That's insane. by the favorite secrets. Damn, you're just gonna leave the year out like that? That's crazy. Maury's already in there. Maury's in there prompting already. Oh no. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm probably gonna cry. You're getting attacked? That's crazy. But you know, I've been very excited for this. I think this is what I've been most excited for this week, which is gonna sound crazy since we have the karaoke stream on Sunday, which has major announcements. This is me shilling, by the way. Theo, get Mignot into Team Gay soon. So true! When is Mignot joining Team Gay? But yeah, this is gonna be me trying to chill. Okay, are we ready? Oh my god. This Sunday, major announcements, big thing. The entire reason this is a whole week of streaming is because Sunday, very important. I even made it so that it was good for American time zones because I'm so good like that. Haha, wow, I'm so good at advertising. What a deal! It's free. You just have to be there Sunday or Saturday night for Americans. Whoa, that's crazy. Normally it's in the mornings and in the evening for my time zone, which is +8 GMT. Brit, really? Absolutely fucking not. I am not being British. Never. Absolutely not. Undo that right now. Delete. Control-Delete. Wait, is that 3 AM? No. +8 GMT. So the time. Okay. Wait. Lucky for you, it's gonna be in my time zone. So when you see it in the +8 GMT, that's the time zone that you're gonna be referring to while you're in the PH, right? Which means that for you, the stream will be 11 AM. So it's like perfect timing for you. And then for Americans, that is 10 PM EST Saturday night. Yeah, so it's like perfect timing for everyone. And we have to just apologize to my housemates that have to listen to me singing for like 3 hours, 11 AM on a Sunday. See what I got? What am I going for, y'all? My god, Lucky isn't British today. But yeah, don't miss it. It's gonna be the biggest announcement that I'll make ever. Genuinely, the biggest announcement I will ever make. And it's positive, I promise. Don't be scared, it's positive, I promise. With everything that's been happening lately, I was talking to my Mun team and I was like, man, with everything that's happening lately, when I say that I have a major announcement that's like gonna be the biggest announcement I ever make, it's gonna look so like stressful for everybody else who's had nothing but like bad news announcements for like the last week. Whoa, boy, do we get some funny ones. But it is gonna be very positive, and do not come into my DMs asking me to draw you looking at camera with a sorrowful face. So Theo, I have a new commission idea. The way it keeps happening too is insane. I can't get over the fact that it keeps happening. But it's funny that it keeps happening because, like, come on, we can't keep doing this. Like, it's so funny and it's so fucked up. You know what it'll be? It'll be if that time ever comes, I'll be like, dear, I need you to, like, recreate this one scene from Honkai Impact 3rd. Thank you very much. That's gonna be it. That's how, if anything ever happens and I can no longer be me anymore, I'll be like, hey, can you do me in this one specific Honkai, like, scene? Thank you. If I'm going, I'm taking out everyone with me. But that's not happening. Don't worry, anybody. Don't panic. It's fine. I'm here for a very long time, I promise you. I swear. Lunchly X Mario Aurelia, that's the announcement. I like my cheese drippy. No. Please don't make me do it. No, it's gonna be like, you know, I'm actually like, I don't even know what it could be actually. I couldn't think of a funny alternative. But like, that's the fun part, I guess, is now everyone's just gonna keep thinking, damn, what's she doing Sunday? Because it's gonna be a big announcement, you know what I mean? We'll say the broken wings image I thought was it. Wait, yeah, no, Shuri's already got us covered, actually, like. Also, thank you that it's positive. I can't take another hit this close. I might actually die. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. Y'all are stuck with me forever. Yeah, in the lunch legion. Fine, we'll have to do it again. No. But yeah, I'm very excited. And I need to stop, like, covering my mouth. Because I've got, like, I got my merch for, my new Urshi today, and she came in bubble wrap, but it's like that bubble wrap that's like folded, and so I keep playing with it because it's very like fun to play with, and I keep doing this because it's funny, and I don't know why, but it's just very dopamine inducing. So that's what I've been hearing. Yeah, I have the bubble wrap still on my desk because of who I am as a person. Also update, Ilya is doing well. So both of them are doing really, really great. I've had them sleeping this week because I've been so flat out. But they're doing great. The both of them are doing really, really well. When I take them off of their sleep, I feel like they're going to be very, very needy. But they have been, like, I haven't given you guys an update in a while. So, like, I thought I would give you that. Imogen and Ilya have been doing good. Oh, it's not picking up the sound of them. Wait. I don't know if it was picking up, but that's like them. They're doing great. Because I think it's been 2 weeks since I gave my last update on them. But that's them updated, so then you guys don't have to worry about that. And yeah, so in that case, I'm gonna get straight into it. Because I don't think there's anything more that I can discuss other than make sure you're there Sunday. Oh my god, I'm gonna keep reminding you at random points this week to be there on Sunday. Anyway, time to be reunited with my wife.
Sorry, Caprice, but I think the best shot I've got is with Millie.
The collapse of Caprice's face stings a little, though at least Millie has the grace to give her a moment to deal with it. She bounces back in true Caprice fashion, settling for pouting as she sits back down in her chair. Millie takes the response as her cue.
Thank you, Olive. Pleased to have you aboard.
She catches herself and reels her excitement back in, though not quite quick enough for it to go unnoticed. Even if she was successful in riding her turn, the large smile on her face is still as obvious to tell as any.
Your first club meeting will be on Thursday evening then. I'm sure you know the place.
Have fun being bored with boring people. If you want to switch, the door is always open.
I'll keep that in mind.
That's the nicest no I can muster. I have to make sure I can pass, and the riding club is the best chance of that. Saying my goodbyes, we agree to meet later before I take my leave and head out from the gym. The riding club. If nothing else, at least there's some comfort in knowing what I'm in for. The next few months are going to be a trial, but Millie definitely seems the better tutor for dragging me past the exams. Only one way forward now, I guess. I'm still struggling with the idea of putting all my trust into a single person, but it's the best option I have. Even if her smile was just a result of her winning her little war with Caprice, something about it manages to reassure me. At least a little. Missed them both so much. The whole trio. Oh. Takes a moment for my eyes to adjust as I step out into the dazzling sun. It's a Thursday evening, and that means everyone with a life is leaving the grounds as fast as their legs can take them. Everyone else, myself included, is walking right back into the campus. I pick up my pace as I walk. It'd look bad if I was late to the club I just joined. Reaching the arts building, I wait for the flow of students escaping the day's classes to taper off, before squeezing inside and leaving the beauty of fall behind. Looks like a full house today. As sad as the idea is, the only sound to be heard is the squeak of a marker on the whiteboard. Millie shoots me a polite smile as she notices me enter, before busying herself further with her very important work. Tanya rocks her chair while looking out the window, Heather apathetically plays with her phone, and Darren dutifully writes in his notebook. Taking off my backpack and swinging it beside me, I take a seat in the front row with the others, the only open seat being next to Heather. Can't imagine why. As the seconds roll by, and at a loss for what exactly I'm supposed to do, I busy myself with looking around the mostly empty room. The really almost totally empty room. The desks are organized into a perfect grid. Spare pencils fill the pen holders on the benches around the room. The teacher's desk, commandeered by Millie, is neatly organized with notebooks and folders. Everything is perfectly set up for the class ahead. Standing alone at the front of the room, Millie looks more like an actor playing a part in an empty theater than a club leader. She's taking her time comparing the notes in her well-worn journal to what she's writing on the board, but she's coming across as more nervous than diligent. In my wandering thoughts, I lock eyes with Heather for a moment. I offer a polite smile, being that we're in the same club, for better or worse, it's worth at least trying to get along with her. Again, still haunted by someone saying she's like a streamer giving her all for 0 views. No, that one's rough. That one, yeah, no, that one is rough as hell. But, like, they're not wrong. Actually, no, they are wrong. She'll always have 2 viewers. She'll always have 3 viewers. You know what? She's always gonna have the minimum required to hit affiliate. There you go. Is it 3 for affiliate? Or is it 5? I can't remember. I should remember that. But she'll always have 3. Rather than return the awkward greeting, she simply rolls her eyes and goes back to her phone.
Wow, the art club was that bad, huh? Caprice must have left a pretty horrible impression for you to end up here.
I forgot how down bad I was for Heather as well. Jesus fucking Christ! She doesn't look up from her cell as she talks, scrolling through her social feed way too fast to actually be reading anything on it.
What? No, it's not that. This just seemed like a more legitimate club. At the time.
Heather scoffs at that, half smiling in a way that mocks more than words possibly could.
What is it we're actually meant to do? Beyond writing, that is.
Show up every Tuesday and Thursday. So long as we have an extra warm body in the room, the club doesn't get killed off.
The snap of Millie's notebook closing takes my attention, our teacher turning back to the classroom. Heather pointedly turns slightly away from me, ending the conversation.
Welcome to another meeting, members new and old. I'll get right into it since I know everyone's busy. Everyone will do some writing today on a topic they'll choose. You can finish your stories off after the meeting if you don't find the time today.
Dreamy sigh, twirling my hair.
At the next meeting, we'll share our work with each other. That'll help us all gauge where we're at in our writing skills and what we'd like to focus on going forward.
Alright, took a sip. Unlike the dead silence from earlier, Millie's trying to project her voice in a loud and clear way, even if it's only to the 4 of us. Whatever issues the club may be having, I'm reminded of why I thought it was the better choice. She's earnest, and at the very least gives off the air of a good teacher.
Question, Miss Clark. How long does the story have to be?
Only as long as you want. This isn't classwork.
Lucky us.
Unlike Tanya's somewhat rehearsed sounding participation, Heather isn't even hiding that she intends to do that. Aaron looks like he's copying down the notes on the whiteboard, so that leaves only me left as Millie turns towards my direction.
If you need any help, don't hesitate to ask.
I don't know where to even start, to be honest. I haven't read a book on my own time since 5th grade. I'm better at more logical subjects. The arts aren't really my thing.
The world isn't so neat that everything can be divided up into logical or creative sorts. A blank page is always a writer's worst enemy, but this is a writing club, not a workshop. We can work through it together.
Closes her eyes, giving serious thought as how to best make do with my less than useful outlook. To my surprise, it doesn't take long before her eyes reopen, a newfound sparkle in them.
Tell me, where do you think a story should start?
The beginning?
Wrong. A story starts with a plan. A story without a plan is just a meandering series of sentences.
I wasn't prepared for this passion. That's wrong. Right! Glancing sideways to see if this is considered normal, my neighbor sits there unfazed, apathetically scrolling her phone. That answers that then.
So, let's start at the real beginning. The highest layer of writing a story. An idea. Someone give me a one-sentence idea for a story. No details at all, just the elevator pitch.
A knight saves a princess from a castle.
Tanya jumps up, suddenly looking way more excited. She smiles as Millie claps her hands together and writes it on the board. I appreciate her input. The atmosphere of the room changes ever so slightly in the spirit of collaboration.
Excellent. That's a high-level story concept. Ideas are quick and easy to come up with, but finding one you're excited about is the most important part. Now, down to the next layer. What 3 things should any story have?
She pauses and looks back to all of us. Tanya sits back down and looks around to the rest of us for help. Seeing me look entirely lost and Darren avoiding her eye contact, Tanya gives Heather's desk a small kick. Well, a regular kick. Heather responds with an annoyed and glares at the ceiling as she responds. Consider everything about Heather, that was a pretty tame response. I wonder how often something like this happens.
Introduction, conflict, resolution.
Do you think they will kiss? Oh my god, that'd be crazy if they do. Oh my god, could you imagine? Oh my god, could you like imagine if they did? That'd be crazy.
Thank you, Heather. Now, Tanya's story about the knight and the princess needs an introduction, a conflict, and a resolution. Darren, could you fill that out for us?
I guess it'd be... The knight and the princess's situation is set up for the introduction.
Mm-hmm.
The conflict is the idea itself. The knight has to save the princess. Then, I guess the resolution is for the princess and knight to get married and live happily ever after?
Almost there, but the conflict needs to be an obstacle to reaching the conclusion. Why does the princess need saving? What's in the way of the two being together?
Wagon.
Usually, it'd be something like a dragon has her locked up.
I love the way that the dragon looks in this. It's so scrunky.
Good, but now this story feels a little too formulaic. How about for the assignment this week, you all write the story of the princess and the knight with your very own twist. Something to make the story uniquely yours. There's one last layer before we start writing in earnest. We have our outline, but now we need to attack the structure. How do you approach a big project?
Chat, I will give you the most insane lore of my life as long as it never leaves this stream. Like, if it never leaves this stream, I will tell you something that is very relevant to that, like, the, like, princess, like getting saved by, like, and the dragon. It doesn't leave this chat, and I will tell you something that I have done in the past. I can be trusted with secrets. We all have to be trusted with secrets. This can never be mentioned outside of stream, okay? Anyone says anything anywhere else, and you're banned. So, there was once a time where for a project with some friends. I wrote a fanfic. It's nowhere that you can find it, so don't try. Where it was literally using the fucking that fucking method. That's why this is so funny to me. Where instead of the prince being the hero, the dragon was a shapeshifter who was protecting the princess. So there was a story that exists written by me where it is about a princess who is in love with her protector, who is the shapeshifter, who tries to save her from the prince, who believes that he's rescuing her but does not understand that she does not need to be rescued. And so essentially, like, the formula of it was introduction of the prince fighting with, and then going into the fight with the dragon, and then trying to, like, rescue the princess, and her being really upset, like, viscerally upset, and then having to, like, basically come to terms with the fact that her love of her life tried to save her from being taken by the prince, because, like, it was like they believed that she was trapped against her will, being held, like, by the dragon, but in reality she was in love with the dragon and they had run away together. And, like, it was a whole thing that I wrote, and you won't see it anywhere, trust me. You can't find it. You will not find it if you look for it. It was a fanfic. But yeah, I have written a fucking redo of that kind of, like, theme before. So the first time that I saw this, I don't know if you guys remember, but I was having a little bit of a giggle at the time. Because how does that, like, how did we get here? Like, how did we get here? So yeah, that existed at one point. And this can't leave chat, otherwise you're banned. But yeah, there's my fun little cursed knowledge for y'all. I have literally done the exact thing that Millie is telling them to write. Back in, I want to say, sometime between, actually, you know what? I'm going to give it a large general range. Sometime between 2015 and 2021 I did this. You're never going to know that way. But sometime in there, this actually happened. So it's funny as hell seeing this, because I was like, because it was a group of us that did, like, it to actually, like, see how many, like, ways we could rewrite that story for this one pairing, this one sapphic pairing. So yeah, that was funny. Anyway, let's continue.
We need to take our story outline and break it up further into chapters. If you like TV shows, think of them as episodes, or maybe as different scenes from a play.
Huh?
How about 3 chapters, or just paragraphs for a short story, between each of the introduction, conflict, and resolution. You can change that as you go if things don't feel right, but that gives us a framework to hang our story on.
I'm checking something.
There. Does that look like something you can write?
I can kind of see it in my head now. Yeah. This whole process doesn't feel very creative, though. I mean, carefully dissecting a story into layers and components feels a bit clinical.
A sparkle shines in her eye. I've stumbled into something she wanted me to work out for myself. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Let me get a drink. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you.
So clinical that you might say it's almost logical.
Oh my god, you got us. Tanya gives an amused snort from the other side of the class, and even Darren smiles a little at that. She got me. She was leading me to that this entire time. Millie leans back on the desk behind her and lets me stew for a moment.
There's no clear line between creativity and logic. You need both to write, or make any sort of art. To paint a person, I imagine you need to understand anatomy. To write a story, you need to understand structure and how readers will think. Don't get hooked up on being as imaginative and original as you can. Just practice. Write badly. After a while, you'll come to intuitively understand why some things work and others don't. Like a driver slowly learns to work a car without thinking about how they're doing it.
I'm gonna... Oh, what happened? Oh god, I misclicked the button.
There's no clear line. To paint a person, I imagine you need to understand anatomy. To write a story, you need to understand structure and how readers will think.
Writing, oh, hello?
Don't get hooked up on being as imaginative and original as you can. Just practice. Write badly. After a while, you'll come to intuitively understand why some things work and others don't. Like a driver slowly learns to work a car without thinking about how they're doing it. And when you're stuck, you can always talk it out. Giving each other feedback is the most important and fun part of writing.
What is happening in chat right now? Hold on, hang on a second. Where are we going with this one? Hang on a second. Hello? What are these revelations happening? Y'all are insane. The brain rot is getting to all of y'all, I swear. I'm gonna do something really cursed. 2 seconds. Okay. What is our brain rot? You're all insane.
So take some time to plan it out, think of your knight and princess, and ask around if you're stuck. We can all share our stories next Tuesday.
Oh my god, next Tuesday. No more further discussions, Your Honor. Should be about written works. Let's go. The moon's already awash in the orange of sunset by the time I set up to take a break. When the meeting winding down, the rest of the members having largely stopped paying attention to their notebooks, I looked down at my own. A truly awful mess of words looks back up at me. Stuff like this makes me question the entire premise of writing. How can I mess up so badly doing the very thing I did back in high school English? With that said, I can't deny that breaking down the story, as Millie said, has already helped a lot with the entire process. I think back to the literature textbook sitting somewhere in my apartment. The language was more difficult, but the whole point of the class has been about finding author intent and how it's successful. I'm still not confident in being able to identify what makes a good story, but having the vocabulary to start thinking about its components is a relief. All stories are good stories if you try hard enough. As much as this seems like basic stuff, I can't help but be a bit annoyed at myself again for checking out all during my high school English classes. My saving grace right now is Millie, who seems more than happy to use club time as a teacher rather than a fellow club member. The ruffling of papers as people pack up makes it clear everyone else is either done for the day or giving up. Do you think that... What do you think Millie does? What's Millie's future career path? Like, would Millie become a teacher? Because, like, we keep hearing, like, how good she is as a teacher. Does Millie just become a teacher? What are we thinking? I don't know how I feel about that. But it's only because, like... Yeah, like, she's gonna be a teacher, right? Is she gonna be a teacher? Because, like, that's an insane thing. The author of children's books, oh my god, her writing children's books would be so cute. And then, like, getting Caprice to do all the illustrations with it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait. And then she goes to ask for Aspen to get her books. Please. Hey, wait, we're cooking here. Actually insane. Oh my god. Wait, I like that. Wait, that's cute as hell. Oh my god, a children's book writer. Oh my god, she's gonna author so many stories. I believe in her. Following their lead, I slipped the pens and paper into my bag. With Darren still fussing about, Heather preoccupied with her phone, and Tanya chatting with Millie while sitting on the teacher's desk, it looks like I am the first out as I give our leader a quick wave while passing.
Oh, before you go.
Hear me out, Aspen takes up Millie as like her... Actually, I have a need for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I stop in my tracks, having so nearly escaped. The sight of Millie's hand happily outstretched, palm up, confuses me.
Yes?
Phone.
True. My eyes narrow at the request.
I just wanted to take down your number and put in contacts for the others.
Cannon will make an 8. Do it. Right now. I believe in you. Neki, do it. Neki, if you do it, I'll give you the link to what I sent you in your DMs. In our DMs. Maybe. Actually, no, never mind. I take that back. I won't do that. No, actually. No, wait, I take that one back. Actually, I can do it. I'll send you a document with it. I'm not linking you to it. But I'll send you the document. But I think you need to do that, like, right now. Like, it's so important. Like, I think you need to do that. Please. Thank you. Thank you in advance. Oh my god. Even though she doesn't seem the type to text non-stop or call at random hours of the day, a part of me is dreading giving someone I've only just met my number. It might be helpful to have on hand in case I have an actual writing class question, though. Reluctantly, I pull the phone out of my pocket and hand it to her.
Why do you have everyone's numbers anyway? Don't you meet twice a week?
Please feed me fanfic stuff. I'm in the mood to read. I have emotions. Lucky, if I DM'd you right now asking if you had read certain fics from another author, I have a 99% yes rate to no, I haven't read it. Like, I bet you anything. I bet you anything, Lucky. If I ask you, hey, did you read this? This one that I recommended you months ago? You'd be like, oh no, I haven't. I'm just saying. Yeah, like, just read the stuff that I told you to read months ago. Like, come on. Bro, what are we doing? Don't say feed me fanfic stuff. I tried. You refuse. It takes you months to read anything I recommend. Get in there. If you want really good no, actually. As she finishes up, Millie gives an alarmingly large grin as she places my phone back into my palm.
Ah, but that's not all we do.
Oh, Millie. Millie turns back to the club members, all stopping what they're doing as she proudly puffs her chest out.
To welcome in our new members, I'm announcing the first group outing for the reorganized writing club.
Millie. I love it too. Just a little mini Millies. That olive, though, is me at my deadline for something that I have to finish before Sunday. Like, just staring at the document like, fuck! The trees are a nice color this time of year. Fall's always been my favorite season as far as I can remember. Not as hot as summer, and spring's weather changes wildly in a single day. Making the most of the few warm days left of the year, I passed my morning raking up the leaves which have piled up on the paths outside the apartment building. No one else in the complex seems interested in this kind of busy work, but I've come to enjoy little chores like this, giving me time to quietly work away in solitude. I all but jump out of my skin as a deafening wolf whistle rings out from behind me, my sense of peace abruptly ruined. Looking behind me as I clutch my rake out of reflex, Tanya hangs out the door of a small parked car, grinning ear to ear. A scarlet-faced Millie desperately attempts to tug her friend back in from the driver's seat.
Good to see you hard at work, Olive.
Tanya, please.
Sure are fair. It surprises me how someone as proper as Millie befriended someone so... everything as Tanya.
I don't know this woman, I swear.
Come on, I'm just having a bit of fun.
I see you two are full of energy this morning.
Meanwhile, you're doing your best impression of a responsible adult.
Just an impression, though. I want to say living alone is a hassle due to chores like this piling up, but honestly, I appreciate the mundaneness of it.
You don't have a roommate around to help?
Nah, Mom pops over now and again, but it's mostly just me, myself, and I.
My god, love me, myself, and... Both of them look a little surprised as I shake my head. I hadn't thought my situation that unusual. Maybe I just got used to it.
The car yours, Millie?
Yep, my pride and joy. I was helping my dad restore it since before I could even drive.
Gets quite a workout, too, ferrying your roommates around. I'm telling you, you should make the bums get their own licenses.
It's not a problem, really. Besides, Caprice started taking the trolley.
Tanya gives her a questioning smile, likely to do with the thing between her and Capri. They must have a proper beef with each other for it to even affect the logistics of getting around.
You have a nice place.
The graffiti adds to the aesthetic, yeah.
I mean it, compared to some of the places students live.
She gives a small glance over to Tanya for just a moment, but responds with a dismissive shrug.
How are the neighbors?
The old ones had a dog that loved waking up the complex with this barking every night. They moved out in the last couple months, though, thankfully. Couldn't tell you anything about the new ones.
While we may keep to ourselves, that doesn't mean they don't make their presence known in other ways. The ones above me like loud music with lots of bass. One of the mailboxes is constantly full. Soon as I begin to wonder if the owner of that apartment's passed away, the mail mysteriously gets collected overnight. Then the cycle starts all over again. I wonder what they think of me. We all live our lives without talking to each other at all, despite living inches apart.
So, are we doing this thing? Should be about time we headed off.
Sure, just let me put this away. Thanks again for giving me a lift.
Not at all. It's the least I can do after taking your free time for something like this.
Sorry, I just saw one. I just saw one like you put in my DMs. That's gonna be fucked. Oh no, that's fucked up. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fucked up, bro. Need to fucking gently hold Olive like Ferret. Right? Like, they're just so, like, hold like Ferret. They're grippable like that. Just grip. Do you know what I mean? As we roll to a stop and Millie cuts the engine, the occasional honking of impatient cars still navigating the busy streets punctuates the low rumble of the crowds. I'm the first out of the little car, stretching myself out as much as I can, doing my best to shake out the ache of being crammed in that tiny box during rush hour. Millie and Tanya, on the other hand, are entirely unfazed, stepping out with little dramatics. I have never felt embarrassed about stepping out of a car before, but I guess there's a first time for everything.
Man, downtown's packed today.
All the outlets are probably having clearances before bringing out the winter clothes.
You think Heather and Darren are stuck in traffic? It was pretty blocked up on the way in. Where's this signing at, anyway?
Bookstore is a bit of a hike up the road from here, but this is probably the closest parking spot we're going to get. The forecast called for a chance of rain today. I hope they get here soon.
I can't say I've ever been to a book signing. It's rare I even go to a bookstore these days, unless you want to count the one on campus. I can see the appeal, insofar as being able to meet an important person's face to face. Same goes for sports autographs, even if I've never been into that either. It also feels like the kind of thing a writing club is supposed to do. As new to the club as I might be, I can't shake the feeling that there's a difference between what a writing club should do, what our club members might want to do. Our attention is distracted from the people hugging their coats by the sharp pinging coming from... Tanya and I wait in silence as she pulls the phone from her pocket and reads the incoming message.
It's Darren.
So, where is he?
Looks like he's not coming.
Huh. Seemed like such an eager beaver, too. Did he say why?
Millie shakes her head.
I'll just be a minute. Going to give Heather a call.
Tanya and I exchange a brief glance as Millie steps away, tapping away on her phone before bringing it to her ear. The two of us watch and wait. Millie fiddling with her braid as she talks. She looks surprisingly pensive despite her efforts to hide it. After what feels like minutes, it was likely a second. She gives a couple of quick nods before tapping the phone to hang up. With that, she shoves her phone back into her bag with a sigh before returning to her.
Well,
She's not coming either.
Tanya and I let out a long sigh. After all that build-up, this whole thing is a bust.
should we head out on our own then?
Millie smiles a sad smile.
Maybe another time. I won't drag you two in there. It's not much of a club outing if half the club isn't here.
I debate pushing back, if for no other reason than to soothe my guilt. But Tanya perks up before I get the chance, wiping away at her phone. Tanya flashes her screen at the two of us triumphantly, offering us salvation through a silent declaration. Not quite what I was imagining.
It's not even 10.
Is this the Millie? This is Millie! Re! This is Millie! Look, it's Millie! This is Millie! I just love, is this the Millie game? But yeah, this is Twofold. This is Twofold. Twofold is incredible. 10 out of 10. Best visual novel, in my opinion, of all time. So this is Olive here. Olive is the main character, per se. Like, you see most of it through Olive's POV. This is your protagonist. This is Millie. So we're currently doing the Millie route. So we're trying to, you know, hold hands with Millie. We're trying really, really hard. And this is Tanya. This is one of Millie's friends. We're currently out at the moment. So this is Millie. This is my wife. This is the love of my life right here. Free run. This is Millie. Yippee! You finally get to see Millie. You should also play Twofold. Play Twofold now. Mods, release the link. I have so much love for Twofold. Please, like, oh my god.
Adorable.
Should've.
Sure, why not?
I can only stare in stunned silence at Millie's response. She is quick to notice, giving me a sheepish laugh.
I mean, I wasn't super optimistic about today anyway, if I'm being honest. No point in getting too worked up about it. This sounds as good a backup plan as any.
Millie turns to her car, eager to get going and break eye contact. Needing no further prompting, Tanya practically skips over, crawling over the passenger seat into the back.
Should I drop you back off at your apartment, or will you be joining us? No pressure.
No pressure, she says, waiting patiently by her door, smiling wide. With a sigh, I start making my way towards the passenger side door. I love them so much. The warm hum of people chattering and glasses clinking fills the air, each of us sitting on our stools before the counter. I feel a little like a fish out of water here, but seeing Millie and Tanya casually chatting between themselves helps things feel a bit more comfortable. In hand, a cheap beer, one largely inoffensive as far as the taste goes. The sheer variety of alcohol to try is a bit intimidating, so I decided to stick with what I know. Tanya's grabbed a simple beer as well, while Millie sips on some bright blue concoction.
Looks intense.
It's not. I just drink it for the flavor.
I'd hope so, with how fast she's managed to empty her glass so far.
So you two are regulars.
Regulars makes it sound like we come here all the time.
Tanya's awkward face doesn't go unnoticed. I think this is the second bar I've ever been to, but it seems like a comfortable place. Beneath old photos of the town, on the wood-trimmed walls, the patrons all look clean-cut and on the younger side. Maybe that's the appeal for Millie and Tanya. They fit the scene well. In the end, it's just a bunch of people relaxing, which is how it should be. The prices aren't bad either, or I don't think they are. I don't have much of a frame of reference. I'm glad Millie's mood has improved, but I can't help stress at least a little about our current situation. Given why I joined the club in the first place, this isn't a stellar second impression.
So,
I stop without really thinking, drawing Millie and Tanya's eyes to me.
you didn't seem that surprised about the attendance today.
That's about as tame as I could have worded that. Millie's face flattens before I get the opportunity to pat myself on the back.
This may surprise you, but Heather isn't consistent.
You don't say.
Tanya punctuates that with a snort.
And, well, I know you're friends, so please don't take this the wrong way, but Darren's a new recruit. I don't have much of a read on him yet.
I think you're really overestimating how close we are.
Oh, really? When you walked in together, I just assumed you invited a tag-along.
Nope. We talked a bit and shared a few classes in high school, but that's as far as it ever went, really. Just a really weird coincidence.
That being said, it does feel weird to have Darren miss something like this already, when he was supposedly staking out the club before I was. The three of us sit on that for a minute, none of us quite sure where to take the conversation from there.
Ugh, those two are a pain in the ass.
Tanya?
Well, it's not like I'm innocent either.
Go on.
I'm just here because I need the help to pass my English course. I don't have a creative bone in my body.
Huh? Is that all it is?
You sound disappointed.
As opposed to Millie, who just looks disappointed.
I thought it was gonna be something saucier.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. There's not a saucy bone in my body either.
I don't know why that line is offending me. I don't remember that line. I don't remember that one, actually. I remember everything but that. That's insane. Oopsies.
Well, for what it's worth, I appreciate you coming out today anyway.
Millie smiles, but I don't need my glasses to see how strained it is. Tanya must pick up on it too, signaling down the barkeep to refill her friend's drink.
I'd appreciate you not trying to get our driver drunk before noon.
Tanya doesn't bother to offer me anything past a roll of her eyes and a smile. Millie looks down on her mostly empty glass, her smile softening to one decidedly more genuine.
Sure. What harm could one more round do?
A new round of drinks arrives, and Tanya orders the table some bar food. To soak up the alcohol I'm so worried about. As Millie and Tanya laugh together, chatting about some movie I've never heard of, or a teacher they have together, something feels a bit off. When the conversation lulls, I catch a glance of Millie looking down at her drink, brow furrowed and lips pursed. The moment Tanya pipes up again, it disappears, but never quite completely. I try to shake the feeling. I don't know Millie that well to analyze her behavior, and don't even know what I'd say if I could. For whatever it's worth, Tanya's able to keep pulling back Millie from whatever depth of thoughtfulness she keeps sinking into, even if she needs alcohol to do it. Time passes quickly, and before I know it, it's been over an hour since we got here. I leave some cash for my order and a tip before excusing. Millie has been handling herself well, looking alert and sober since switching to soda a bit earlier. I still decline when she offers me a ride back, though. Stepping into the frigid air and daylight, I have to squint to see. The overcast sky from this morning has been replaced with a typical sunny afternoon. With nothing more to do, I head back to my apartment. Hopefully I'll still be able to do something productive today. One week later. Millie's handwriting reads more like an alien language as I squint and concentrate to make out her sentences. What might have started as cursive has devolved into a scroll, as if the pen were desperately trying to keep up with her train of thought.
What's all this?
Editor's notes.
Do you have them in English?
With my story writing complete, Millie, decided it best to go over things in more detail after the club. The outdoor seating was also her idea, even if the small tables make trying to sift through this mess even more of a hassle. Given how extensive her notes are, any optimism I may have had has been quickly dashed. No, you can't expect perfection immediately, but even if the professor was half as thorough as Millie, it'd still pretty handily be a failing mark. Slouching into my uneven seat, I rock it back and forth as I mull my situation over. Our cups of coffee steam away on the table between us, Millie's bright face watching. I can't read today, oh my god. Been a week since the failed outing, with a couple of club meetings happening since then. If she's annoyed or sad about what happened, she hasn't shown it. Even now, she smiles wildly while waiting for a response to her writing critique. That's only made the charade of the writing club meetings all the weirder. Just another week of everyone silently ignoring the elephant in the room, and nobody actually cares about any of this. Take up my cup of coffee and try to think over my writing.
That's the look of concentration I wanted to see. I knew you'd get into this. What's on your mind?
Nothing you want to hear.
Try me.
That these glasses are giving me a headache.
To pout. Millie pouts as I grumble to myself, but it soon gives way to a small giggle.
I promise you contacts are worse, but you do what you gotta do to maintain appearances. Now, how about we get back on track?
Oh, baby. Recognizing that my attempts at avoiding this any further have been thoroughly squashed, I return to Millie's notes with a sigh.
Almost everything here is covered in corrections and fixes. Actually, I think you've written more than I did in the first place. I appreciate the effort you're putting in, but man, it's hard to stay optimistic about this. What chance do you think I have here, honestly?
Are you going to do a second draft? With all the notes?
Well, sure. I won't be starting from scratch, so this should be doable by next week's meeting.
Then you'll be fine.
Wow, she sold her confidence really well, considering how much of a non-answer that was. Still, it feels like I'm doing the bare minimum. This is all any of the others should be doing. When I think about it like that, I start getting annoyed. After taking a sip of her drink, Millie takes her little worn notebook and adds something in her hurried handwriting. Perhaps a note about her tutoring, or an idea for her own writing. As she finishes, she notices my glancing.
Keeping a notebook handy means I can quickly jot down my thoughts when inspiration strikes. You should try it. I think it'd really help you.
Don't know how much use I'd get out of a notebook filled with nothing but bad ideas.
Bad ideas are fine. Most of my notebook is junk I never end up using.
So true, except I use my notes in my phone. Like, I have, like, the notes, like, set up. And if I scroll through them, there's so many things of, like, different ideas that I have, like, that I've never used. Or, like, I end up using some of them, actually. But, like, a lot of this stuff gets thrown away. I don't think I've touched half of this again. But, like, it's such a good idea because you never know. Like, there are ones in here, like, in here... 9:05 p.m. on the 15th of May, 2024. What's my most recent one? Oh, when the fuck did I write that? 1:11 a.m. on the 3rd of December. I don't know what I was cooking there. The one that's like 3:10 a.m. on the 5th of October. I would have woken up and wrote that down and fell back asleep. 12:49 p.m. on the 5th of September. What's this one? Oh, that one's fucked up. Never mind. That one's... I'm sure that's in... That one was for Neki. 1st of August, 1:14 a.m. Like... It's so useful, honestly. If you just write it down, shit works so different. You know what I mean? So, like, Millie's real for that one. Like, absolutely can vouch. I've been thinking of moving from writing them down to recording them, because sometimes I find the translation from what you think to when you try and write it out, sometimes you lose some of the initial mood and words because you try and, like, self-correct as you're writing it down. So part of me is thinking of possibly moving to voice notes and then taking the voice notes and then translating them into writing directly and then retranscribing them to, like, suit better. That's what I'm thinking for the next, like, thing. Sometimes you just need to scribble down your deranged... Exactly. I mean, I have trouble too. I don't even write. Oh my god, you should write. That'd be crazy. The more of drawing prompt ideas. I think you should commit to writing. That'd be crazy. You know what I mean? One of us has to be, like, one of us in the group has to be a writer, and it's not me, so pointing at either of you two, who's gonna do it? But yeah, big vouch on, like, you've seen how I write. Exactly. Keep doing it. Are you... Millie is right here. You gonna tell Millie that... you are literally sitting here listening to Millie talk about, like, how you're just gonna keep writing, and you're gonna tell Millie that you can't write? Or that your writing isn't good? Are you gonna say that? She's right here. Millie is busy with Olive. You're like, this isn't about me. Oh my god. She's right here teaching you about how everyone can write as long as you practice. I'm just saying.
But the few diamonds in the rough, sometimes even just a few words, can be enough to build on. Maybe it'll help you get into a creative mindset, too.
Millie may well be right. She probably is. But that doesn't mean I feel any sort of connection to what she's saying. Me writing would use a lot of puns. Are you just writing Yang Xiaolong? Like... Like, is that what we're, like, you know what I mean? That's just writing a fucking Bumblebee fanfic. That's a Tai Yang and Yang Xiaolong scene right there. I'm just saying. Whole draft chapter and outline that was titled none. I fucking hate that one. I'm gonna fucking hit space. It's like receiving a lengthy and thought out lecture in clear and precise terms, all perfectly delivered in hieroglyphs. I will give her that. She has the patience of a saint to be helping me like this. She seems to enjoy the chance to talk about the mechanics of writing with someone who cares, even if it's only out of necessity.
So, what are you trying to say with all this?
Think of it like art. Instead of trying to make a gallery-worthy portrait off the bat, you're sketching out rough ideas to try different concepts from different angles.
Not the first example I'd expect to come to her mind, given the circumstances.
You don't even have to show anyone. Just try describing an interesting person. Plot out a fun scene in a movie, or emulate an interesting passage you saw in a book. I think that's where you're getting tripped up, trying to write full stories right from the start without being comfortable with the act of writing itself. Without a solid foundation, the whole building falls apart.
And how long am I gonna be doing these sketches?
As long as you're writing, of course. It's a critical part of the process, no matter how experienced you are.
Unable to contain my excitement, I drink the rest of my increasingly lukewarm coffee. As dispirited as I might feel from her feedback, at least it's a sense of direction. I'm not left wallowing in misery, even if I don't make it in the end. Looking up at her face, brimming with excitement at the prospect of making meaningless scraps of writing over and over for weeks or months ahead, I can't help but feel out of place next. It isn't just her either. Darren's ability to scroll away fucking Christ. Darren's ability to scroll away about esoteric subjects, even as a freshman, still taunts me. And even Heather seems comfortable jotting down this and that to keep our studious leader off her back.
Hey, Millie?
Yes?
I know I'm at least partially to blame, and I really appreciate it, but how do you find so much energy to devote to this? Writing in general, I mean.
The question takes her a little off guard, breaking through her lecturing attitude and thoughtfully sets down her drink.
Why write, huh? I suppose that I could say something corny, like creativity brings out the best in people, or something. Spin some tale about the power of the great author's writings, opening one's mind and taking us on wild adventures.
I'm waiting for the bite.
Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you. Let me get a sip.
I'm getting there. My earliest memories are of my mother reading to me. We read a lot together, even as I grew up. Maybe it's a little selfish, but I wanted to hold on to that feeling. Maybe even share that sense of companionship with others, making our own personal connections through reading and writing together. That's what this club is supposed to be, a place for individuals to get together and offer each other glimpses into themselves to maybe find a speck of common interest to nurture and grow. Or, well, that's what I thought.
Hurts a little to see her wistful smile slowly fade, reality seeping in through the cracks in her carefully maintained idealism.
I guess it didn't quite work out that way.
That was heavier than I'd expected, from a question intended to simply fill the air.
Well, no reason why it still can't be.
I guess she was expecting something more defeatist from me, given the surprise on her face.
No, of course. Thanks for the reminder.
For what it's worth, I'm glad you managed to find a hobby that means so much to you.
We all have our vices.
Taking my coffee in one hand, I grab my backpack from the ground and sling it over my shoulder as I rise to my feet.
Where are you off to?
Much as I'd love to stay and talk more, I also like being able to pay rent, so I'm off to the diner for the evening shift. See you tomorrow, Millie. Oh, and sorry about the grumbling. I just haven't found my footing yet. I'll have a proper look over your notes when I get home and start working on a second draft.
I think you both should hold hands, actually.
It's no problem. Make sure you buy a notebook sometime. A proper one. Spoil yourself. I'm sure it'll help.
As usual, it doesn't take long for her to bounce back. At least we're not parting on a sad note. With that, I give her a curt wave and start off out of the cafe. I can't say today was exactly productive, but I suppose I should count myself lucky that Millie's taking this tutoring seriously. Looking back, I see Millie taking her notebook in hand to take yet more notes for herself. I wonder if anyone else gives it much thought.
Death.
Rent's overrated. Rent's overrated. Fight the landlord. No!
Death comes for me.
Oh, don't be so dramatic.
Guys, it's Mom. He flicks my back with a hand towel, but I barely flinch. I've had some long days here, but today was crazy even by our standard. I shouldn't complain. A lot of people my age can't even get a job, and having my mom around does make things better. Get along fine with the other staff too, though we rarely actually share a shift. I died in Fortnite, I blame Millie. That's on you, bro. That's a skill issue on you. Don't you dare blame Millie. Still can't bring myself to eat burgers though. Not after making them one after the other for hours on end every shift. Mom visibly reassesses her snark after I push myself up the counter and look up at her. Yes, I'm not hiding the exhaustion well, like I was really trying to.
Thanks for your work, dear. It was a rough day, but you got through.
Me at any minor inconvenience, it's no longer minor, it's me! Oh my god, team!
I'm going to sleep forever when I get home.
I don't know about forever, but you've earned yourself a good rest.
Oh, that's Ollie's mom? Yeah, this is August. August is like the best mom in the entire fucking world, I'm not gonna lie. All of the moms in Twofold, incredible, brilliant, 10 out of 10. There are no moms that could be better. Like, oh my god. She looks to me for a moment before shuffling herself into a booth, patting the seat next to her. Eager for an excuse to rest my feet, I oblige.
Are you okay, Ollie?
I'm fine. Just tired.
No point in complaining to her. It's not like mom can change anything. When I think about it, I think most of my problems come down to feeling like I have no control over my life right now. With so few cooks and mom already overworked, I have to fill in when I can at the diner. Then there's the fact that all my time between sleep, school, and work is filled with frantic studying just to keep up with the others in my classes.
How is school going? You said that you joined a new club, right?
Yeah, the writing club. It's a bit weird, but at least it'll help me get the credits I need.
A bit weird?
They show up whenever they feel like it and barely even pretend to work while they're around. The supervising professor doesn't bother attending at all while the leader is, well, she tries her hardest. I wish I had an ounce of the passion she has, whether for writing or anything else. It'd make this a lot easier.
Sounds like she's an admirable person.
Oh my god, she so is.
She is. That's what bugs me.
Oh, you think she's being taken advantage of?
Yeah. Everyone shows up, but doesn't bother putting in any effort. She must know that, but she just smiles through it.
I think that's what's bothered me so much about her tutoring. Am I taking advantage of her enthusiasm like the others? The only reason I'm in the club is to pass my exams after all. As I think to myself, I notice a familiar smile on Mom's face. The same she gave me as a child, whenever she saw through a petty lie. Whenever she saw what I was actually saying.
I'm sure she'd be happy to see you care so much.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I have a future in writing after all, with how easy I apparently am to read.
Either way, it sounds to me like the club being all on the same page would help the both of you out quite a bit.
Do you think I should be doing something about it?
That's for you to figure out. You know best. All I'm saying is that sometimes doing things we're not used to is a good thing. Life would be awfully boring if we all stayed the same our whole lives, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I almost forgot. If you need any time off work for club things, just tell me. I'm sure you can pull some strings.
Oh my god, Caps! Hi! Hi, Caps. What game is this? Oh my god, this is Twofold. It's like the best visual novel of all time. I absolutely recommend it. We're currently playing through the Millie route, so please be careful. There are spoilers ahead for if you haven't seen it. If you're new to it, just so you know. Spoiler warning. We are already into like the Millie route. Yuki, thank you for the check-in. Thank you, thank you. Hello, Yuki. Welcome, welcome. Sorry. I should stop being a shit. Hi, Caps. How are you today? There it is. The Twofold app. Let's go. I cringe a little at her overacted wink. I've no doubt Mom's doing what she thinks is best for me, but I couldn't possibly ask that of her. She'd already run off her feet just to make ends meet. Not that she'd tell me so. There's an unwritten understanding between us that we're both in this together. The Millie route, like there's other routes from her. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. So, agree. The best thing about Twofold. So when I play visual novels, a lot of the time for me, I pick a route and that route's kind of like the route for me, you know? Like, it's harder for me to connect to a route after I pick my initial one. So, the really good thing about Twofold is that it is the first visual novel where I am so attached to all of the routes. And it's one of the only few visual novels that I find personally where both routes are so good, and then there is a extra route that like a little thing that you get at the end that really helps bring it all in really nicely together. So like the only closest reference I can give is like with Please Be Happy. For me, Aspen's route is my route. I cannot play like that. Aspen is my route. I cannot do anything else but Aspen. Like that's set in stone. The route that I took in Heart of the Woods, can't do a different route from there. Like, I did my route, I can't do it. It's very hard for me to connect emotionally to other routes after I get that, just because I'm very much so segmented. I don't like change. For me, that's my story. I get really emotionally attached to a character, and then I don't like having to then hurt that character. So like that's always been a big thing that's really hard for me in terms of like connecting with like a lot of stories, is once I have my route, that's it. Twofold, I don't have that issue because like I am very much attached to the Millie route. Caprice's route is still really, really brilliantly written to the point that like, oh my god, like you still get a lot of the emotional beats. I personally always recommend, because I do have people ask me like, which route do you take first? Like, which one do you recommend? I always recommend doing Millie's route first and then do Caprice's route. And then do, once you've done the two of them, then do the one behind the curtain. Because I find that for me personally, that read so brilliantly for me. Because that just worked really nicely in my favor. It also works really well from what I've heard from other people when you do it the other way, so Caprice and then Millie. But I personally always recommend Millie first and then Caprice. But again, it's up to you. It depends on which way like you want to go first. I'm also very emotionally attached to Millie, and you still get a lot of like the characters that you enjoy in both routes, so it's not as much of a like pain when you take a different route and you don't have that character that you're really attached to. Like for Please Be Happy, it was really hard for me knowing what happens to the character that I'm really emotionally attached to if you don't pick her route. Like that one hurts. That's one of the big reasons I could not. Like I couldn't continue with that route. I had to stop there. Could not continue. But Twofold doesn't give you that ouchie. Twofold is so well written that you're gonna have moments where it hurts, but the writing is so well done that you also know it's hurting, but they're being taken care of. There's no pointless hurt. Yeah, Twofold hurts you on both routes, but like in a good way, in the way that like I was literally at the start of stream talking about how like for comfort I go to one of the most heartbreaking scenes in this entire visual novel because like it's my comfort. It's my comfort chapter. It's my comfort scene. Caprice route has Wallace friend route, which is nah for real actually though. You immediately won and I'm just built different, what can I say? But yeah, oh my god. But yeah, Twofold genuinely incredible. 10 out of 10. Always will shill like there's no tomorrow for Twofold. And I've been working on a thing behind the scenes that's taking me forever because I want it to be really, really perfect. So hopefully one day I will be able to finish that so that people can understand just how much I fucking love Twofold, because Jesus, do I fucking love Twofold. I have a lot of feelings about Twofold, if you can tell. This is my hyperfixation. Holds it. Lesbians be like, I can't be happy, so my comfort scene is the saddest scene in the game. Okay, but like, hear me out. It's like, there is a difference between hurt and hurt comfort. I don't have a hurt comfort in most media. I'm not normally the kind of person who really enjoys hurt. Like, I'm not a big angst person. Not a fan of it. I am very like, when it comes to angst stuff. But Twofold does really well at the hurt where you don't feel empty. And that's what a lot of it is. Like, a lot of the sad, you just feel empty. The sad in Twofold gives you this, like, you're able to sit there and you let that feeling exist in you. You don't feel empty. You feel emotionally full, honestly. And that's why the other week, I literally played, like, 2 scenes back to, like, on repeat for, like, over 4 hours. Because it's, like, a good, like, feeling. It's, like, opening your heart and letting it exist in, like, your space until you're ready to continue again. Need a good comfort like Twofold. So true. Bestie, are you okay? I'm great. What do you mean, are you okay? I'm doing fine. I am, like, living my best life. But yeah, like, it's everything to me. I cannot recommend Twofold enough. I'm sorry that I am selfing to shill again. I know I keep getting distracted to shill Twofold, but I need y'all to understand. Need y'all to understand with me. I cannot express how good some scenes are. Wife being gone for 80 years is taking a toll on her. So true. So true. And like, Millie. We can all agree, Millie. Sometimes, oh my god, thank you, Michael, for the check-in. Thank you. Sometimes I wonder what it's like for writers when somebody, like, really hyperfixates on one of their characters. Okay, thank you for the stretch. Oh my god. Let me get that sip as well. Like, sometimes I wonder how it must feel for writers when, like, for example, I am very much so hyperfixated on Millie. I wonder what that feeling must be like for writers when somebody just gets so emotionally attached to a character that, like, you've obviously loved and taken care of and really helped, like, you've gone through, you've developed, like, you've helped that character through their story by writing them. I wonder what it's like for a writer to get, like, that feeling. That must be, like, the most insane feeling, but also, like, do the writers ever just sit there and go, are they okay? Like, are they ever like, okay, we need to chill. We need to take a minute. Like, do the writers of Please Be Happy look at my obsession with Aspen and just go, what is going on here? What is she doing? Like, why is she like this? Oh no, oh, Hannah though. Like, oh my god, Hannah. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've only seen the demo. Oh, we've seen a tiny little bit of Hannah and I am very fixated. Like, very flattering most of the time. It can also be bittersweet from letting your children go POV too, though. Oh, I bet. You ever just watch, like, people really get hyperfixated and you're just like, ah, my character. They've grown up so fast. They're doing amazing things. Well timed. Don't you dare. Because, like, I don't know, it must be such a really good feeling just being able to see your character be so, like, have people so very much. What are my words today? I have had so much caffeine. I apologize. It must be amazing seeing people resonate with your character to a degree of, like, hyperfixation. Like, it must be such an amazing feeling. God. Anyway, I need to stop getting me fuck. Stop letting me yap. Anyway. Writing might not come naturally to me, but I guess I owe it to Millie to do what I can for the club. It feels wrong to use it to pass my exams, then bounce and leave them to their fate. Somehow, it feels like an even steeper slope to climb than all the other stresses in my life right now. Speaking of unrelated tangents, Lucky, when are you playing Upwards Raid? Yeah, Lucky, have you actually played it yet? That's important, actually. To my side, a couple plastic bags shift together as I walk. By some miracle, the half-dozen hearty muffins somehow survived the bike trip over. It's not often that I get the chance to cook for others outside of work, though my motivations aren't exactly pure. If Millie's optimism can't get people interested in the club, then maybe outright bribery will. Lucky, what the fuck? You were asking for fucking fanfic recommendations? And yet you haven't fucking played Upwards Rain yet? Get that downloaded right now. Now, download it. Coming to the door, I already hear Millie's muffled lecturing. Taking a breath to summon what little energy I have at this time of day, I take the door handle in hand and swing it open. Millie moves to welcome me in, but she trails off in confusion as her gaze falls to the bag by my side. Tanya beams a grin with an arm around the back of her chair, contrasting to the stiff and overly formal Darren. Heather is not here. Not the first time she's outright skipped, so not the biggest surprise. With a cursory greeting, I drop the bag onto the table and roll down the sides, plucking out several large plastic containers and popping open their lids. The sweet smell rises from the food, despite having been baked this morning. Everyone gathers around, their eyes sparkling as I finish unpacking the rest of my morning's efforts. They took half as much interest in the club as they did this, we'd be in business.
Olive, what?
Did you get lost on the way to the baking club or something?
Says the woman in her mechanic jumpsuit. Cooking and baking is a bit of a hobby, so I just figured I'd bring some stuff in is all.
Well, no complaints here.
Take what you like. I didn't bring these in for show and tell. Just have them while you're writing or whatever.
I hope I don't sound ungrateful for asking, but what's the occasion?
Oh, Millie.
Well, you know...
I have no idea how to word this in a way that isn't tinged with pessimism.
The club's had a rough start this semester. I figured something like this might improve the mood a bit and get people motivated is all.
Thankfully, it looks like that answer is more than acceptable as Millie's initial shock melts into a smile.
That's really sweet, thank you.
It's not the first time I've seen her smiling, but something about it this time, combined with her tone, feels considerably more genuine than before. The sincerity of it is enough to make me look away before I start blushing. With no need for further prompting, the feeding frenzy begins as multiple hands dive in at once for this treat or that, with a single chocolate-flavored muffin rescued for myself. Heading to my usual desk to get back onto Millie's editing notes, I turn around to see the club members chatting away between themselves. Millie delicately tries to catch the crumbs with a hand below her chin, while Darren's technique consists mostly of taking small nibbles of it at a time. Tanya, meanwhile, shows no such restraint. I was hoping people would take my "while you're writing" suggestion to heart, but the club ended up looking more like a party instead. At least Millie seems to be happy chatting away. I'm fine calling it a small victory. Maybe I should make the most of the social atmosphere, especially since I'm going to be around these people for a while yet. Best route. I should probably take the opportunity to talk with Darren. He keeps to himself so much that I don't often get the chance. I'd like to think there is some camaraderie in being the two newest club members. He nibbles at the corner of a muffin as I walk over, taking exceptional care not to drop so much as a crumb. It's an impressive effort.
Hey, been a while since we caught up. How's it going?
Fine, I guess. I'm doing well in my classes, at least.
I wish I could say the same.
It's already feeling like a struggle to keep this conversation going, and we're only 3 sentences deep.
So, what are you hoping to get out of college anyway? You might be new, but it sounds like you have some idea.
It's not really exciting. You're gonna be disappointed.
Nothing wrong with boring.
Historian. I want to study history.
He's right. That's about as standard as they come. Maybe that explains why he can write so quickly. The history courses I've taken were all about essays, and anyone who wanted to get anywhere would need to be used to writing them.
Suppose a writing club's a good fit for someone who's going to be drowning in essays by default.
I guess so. It helps. I like writing fiction too, though. They're different skill sets.
Yeah? How's the club been for you lately, then? Millie seems all over that kind of stuff.
He opens his mouth to answer, only to second-guess himself. He folds the little paper cup that previously housed his muffin and excuses himself from the conversation to grab another. I idly wonder why someone so studious didn't show up to the book signing. Heather's not exactly a mystery, but I really thought he'd at least come along out of duty if nothing else. Either way, I guess that's all I'm going to get out of him today. I'll check in with the other two in a bit later. Wow, I cannot read today, yippee!
There's quite a lot of food here. Why'd you make so many different flavors?
Didn't know what you guys would like. Besides, muffins are easy because you can throw in whatever's handy for flavoring. Chocolate chips, cocoa, fruits, that sort of thing.
Oh my god, thank you for the stretch. Let me stretch. That was a good stretch, thank you.
The others seem to like them too. It's good to see everyone chatting like this.
All two of them.
Have to admit, it's different than when you do it for a job. After a while, you forget how nice it is to watch people enjoy the food you've made for them, and having a good time while eating together.
It isn't long before Darren says his goodbyes, pushing the last chunk of muffin into his mouth with his thumb on the way out. As Tanya sees him off, she looks back.
So, the big question. Who gets the rest?
We ended up getting through about half of them by the looks of it, even with Darren and Tanya's appetites not quite being up to the task. I do appreciate Millie looking to me first for an answer.
I can make more anytime. You guys decide between yourselves.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Going by how fast Millie agrees and takes up position, this must be a normal way of sorting out disagreements between the two. Their faces look oddly scary given how low stakes this is. Without a word of communication, they begin. The rounds apparently being best 2 out of 3, going by so fast that I can barely keep track. Graceful in victory, winning the final round with paper to Tanya's rock, Millie silently grins ear to ear as Tanya sighs.
Such is life. See you guys later.
The sulking Tanya wanders out while scratching her head, Millie waving her off as she goes.
I'm alright to clean up by myself. You can go if you want.
Thanks. Sorry for turning the meeting into this.
You hardly need to apologize. It's nice to see everyone enjoying themselves in the club.
Are they gonna kiss? God, oh my god, that'd be so crazy if they did. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh my god. I think they should though, don't you agree? I think they like totally should.
I really appreciate this, Olive.
You're only saying that because you ended up with all the leftovers.
I deserve that pouting. She's so cute when she pouts, I'm gonna go insane! By the time I'm finally out the door, sunset's already rolled in. Given that riding in the dark makes me nervous, I start on the path to the bike rack with no detours. That urgency doesn't last long, with a familiar orange jacket out of the corner of my eye, stopping me in my tracks.
Oh, hey.
She has headphones on. What am I even doing? Reaching up to take them off, it looks like Haley noticed me before I could collect myself and pretend nothing happened. Try as I might to get a read on her, I just can't do it. That face of hers is inhumanely placid.
Sup?
Nikki! She approached me.
Just saying hi. What are you listening to?
Takes the headphones from around her neck and offers them to me without a word. All the more curious, I dutifully take them and, after a moment to brush my hair back, hold them to my ears for a quick listen. That's about all the reaction I can muster to the tune. Not even sure why I asked. Music is totally out of my usual wheelhouse. Left none the wiser, I give up and pass the headphones back to their owner. The item slung around her neck in a smooth and practiced movement. She quickly picks up on my nonplussed expression.
They're good for tuning things out, at least.
What do you think about when you're alone in those headphones?
Stuff. This and that.
She just shrugs, as much to me as her own inability to give a meaningful answer.
So, I hear you're in the writing club now.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
Yeah, apparently. Well, now that you're officially part of this, try not to worry much about the arguments between those two. If either of them give you any trouble, just give me a yell.
It's not really a big deal. Sometimes people just don't get along.
As she goes silent, I find myself wondering if she agrees, or if I've said something wrong. I have a feeling I'm going to be left wondering too. I recently learned... Wait, let me... I learned about... Okay. So I learned about a literary technique used a lot in like writing, and like whenever there's like a really comedic character, they do this specific character archetype as like a foil. So a foil like is a contrasting character to like the funny one. So coming back, I'm like looking at this and I'm like, wow, Haley really like is giving the vibes of that character archetype right now, which is so funny to me for what that character archetype is called. And it just makes it feel funnier, and I love it a lot. But like, I don't know if that makes sense, but there is like in a lot of like comedy and like writing sketches and all of that stuff, there is this like character who is meant to be like very like composure maintained, like very like straightforward character, very deadpan kind of vibes, and they're meant to foil the really like, oh my god, like hi kind of person. So you know, like Caprice. So it's cool because now that I'm learning a lot of these stuff like behind the scene, like things for literary like meanings and all that, it's cool being able to like see them happen intentionally or not in like literature now, because it's like, wow, we really do use a lot of these things, even if it's like I don't know if it could have been intentional, probably not, but like it's really nice to see how we kind of take in these like specific like foils and archetypes for characters, and we implement them in our writing, and how it really brings out like the story. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean, but I think it's just really cool, especially coming back to this after learning about it and just being like, wow, yeah, Haley really is this like specific character archetype in literature. That's cool as hell. Nonchalant, yeah, like that. But the name of that like stuck character like archetype just feels funny as hell. When, like, it feels like wrong to call Haley it, but it's funny. But yeah, it's a really nice way to balance out the story. Exactly. Wait, give me a second. I'm gonna take a screenshot and I'm gonna put it in your DMs, Neki. That's the character archetype there. But yeah. I don't know, sorry, I'm rambling. I keep getting distracted. I'm
assume
focused.
You're not following us home?
Sorry?
Considering you stopped me in front of Millie's car.
As Haley points behind me, all I can do is give an intensely awkward chuckle to try and laugh it off. Not your best moment, Olive.
Oops. Sorry. No, just on my way to pick up my bike.
She doesn't react one way or another, leaving me no indication as to whether or not she accepted that. Like, they also should kiss? Huh? I'm thinking about that one. Olive Haley Rod. It would be so interesting because, like, how do you make them work when they're both so, like, yeah, like, they're just really, like, they're best friends. I think I remember earlier on we were like, oh my god, put them in a romance round, it'll be so funny. But, like, really over time, it's like, they're both so, like, you know? Oh no. It's like they're so like collected and calm. And like Haley is very deadpan. So like how do you make that a romance when both of them are very like, you know, when they're both really like that level of like, yeah, hey, how are you? Like, yeah, obviously they're very caring, very nice and everything. And you do get those moments of the friendship. But like, it'd be so interesting. Lucky! The best kinds of ships to me are ones where the two characters are very different and they meet in the middle over time. Olive and Haley are too so. Yeah! See, for me, I really, really, really have such a love for, I find that I always, like, fall back towards characters where, like, one of them is, like, very out there, but can also be very collected. So it's, like, how to word this? So you have the person who's going through it and the person who is very fun, but also very compassionate and listening. That's my favorite dynamic. Always, like, the one person who's trying their best, really having to, like, come to terms with grief and issues, struggling with a lot of things, with, I'm here to support you and listen, and we're gonna get through this together. A lot of my favorite, like, pairings are that dynamic through and through. And I think that's why written works really just grips me by the throat, because I'm like, yeah, Millie's going through it. Like, Millie is having to really go through a lot of it. And then you have, like, that really nice gentleness that comes from Olive, who is, like, one, not afraid to be honest in things, will offer and support with what they're going through, but also be, like, that voice of reason at times, and will try and bring, like, that little bit to them. It's also why I really also like Aspen and Miho, because both of them kind of go through that, where they kind of need to carry that burden for the other for a while. So, like, when Aspen's going through, like, the rejections of everything, Miho works as that supportive, like, archetype. But then, obviously, when Miho's going through the stuff about, like, you know, finding things, I'm careful of spoilers for those who aren't, like, aware, and Aspen can kind of step in and do that support. I really do like that dynamic, because it's a lot of emotional maturity to be able to be there to, like, not only support, but support in a logical while also compassionate manner, because you can end up in situations where emotional support can be more detrimental to the person than supportive. And I like pairings that balance that really, really nicely. I don't know if that makes sense, but for me, it makes sense. Like, it's something that I find that I fall into a lot when I read things, that I tend to fall into that a lot with, like, my themes and my topics that I read. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at pretending. The more emotional connection, the better the romance is. Exactly. And that's like a really big thing for me. And probably what dictates a lot of what I do like and what I don't like when it comes to like characters and like their like emotions. Hi young monkey, hello, welcome, welcome. Another PowerPoint night and we'll dissect all the crack ships in Elon games. Deal. Absolutely. As long as it includes Millie and Aspen as one of them. I will force Mignonne to present my Tara and Abby? Okay, yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, okay, I'm listening. You're insane for that one, but okay. I will also offer you... No, I need more from that character before I do it. But there's so much potential. There is so much potential there. I think we need another PowerPoint night. I need the, like... Oh yeah, Monkey, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you! I need the, like... I'll get signed in this. He'll talk about... Incredible. I was gonna make the joke about, like, Hannah, Millie, and Aspen. Like, OT3 them. Would be insane. It'd be very funny. It'd be a, like, funny nightmare. That I would be very fixated on that one. As a crack ship. Because that's, like... That's 3 levels of hyperfixation. Between the 3 of them, that's a yap. Right there. That is a yap-a-thon. I think that's brilliant. Thank you for the check-in. Thank you, thank you. So, like... Okay, maybe we need to do another PowerPoint night. I think that OT3 is just your dream women. If it was my dream women, there would be 4 other women there. And it would no longer be an OT3. My dream women, wait, no, I can't say that on stream. Thinking? Thinking? Can I say it on stream? Having to think this one through. Don't hurt me. Oh my god, Marikyo. Oh my god, so true. Me and, like, my 10 billion, like, fictional wives. And the new recruits to, like, the fictional, like, Marikyo. Oh my god. Oh my god. I got, a stand of one of my fictional favorites today, and I'm so very excited about it. Every time I see her, I'm like, hee. Oh my god. That's... Points. Oh my god. It's her. I was very excited. And I finally got to have, because, like, I had, like, a little shelf. It technically doesn't, like, work anymore because, like, one of them is no longer with the company. But, like, I didn't want to make her on her own again because I was like, oh my god, I finally have, like, other, like, little stands to go with Juna. She's not on her own. And then she's not there. These two are here. And I was like, Juna, I'm not going to put you on your own again. So I put Yuna and Cersei, like, with her. And I was like, yeah. This works. This works so well. It was my, like, I don't want to keep doing this to her. And the other one, they're all doing fine. I'm running out of space in, like, the holler area. Like, they're all kind of, like, shoved in there at the moment. There's no room for anything. And then my Elon one is, like, full. I can't get any more without it overflowing. But I keep hoping for more Millie stuff because then I can just deal with the consequences later. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. That's how I feel about emotional characters and my sidetracks of 10 billion miles an hour today. Oh my god. Okay, noted. 3.0. Oh my god. That's crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Imagine having, like, secrets. That's so cool. Oh my god. I can't wait to spend all my money again. Love that it's still... Haley's just listening to me talk about women. So true, actually. But yeah, I find that when it comes to character dynamics, I need that very big emotional maturity, like, supporting one another vibes, but I also need just one of them to be like a kicked puppy kind of vibes and really going through it. I don't know why, you know, like if one of them is not like going through like some of the worst like moments of their life, but like not in the way that it's like detrimental to their character. Like I need them to be able to work through it and come out the other end. I need to see that healthy resolution. I need them to be like Millie. Do you know what I mean? Like I need them to be like Millie. I need them to be like Aspen and Aspen's route. Like I just need them to have a little bit of a time, and I need them to have a partner who will support them and hold them when they need it. Because, you know, I think they deserve it. As a treat, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, I need you guys to stop distracting me.
Here I was, thinking I'd picked up a stray cat. See you later. Hope the club works out for you.
She brings her headphones back over her head, done with our conversation. That's more than fine with me, getting on my way, my pace a little faster than before to escape the situation. Cat! Points. A few days later.
This is the end for me.
Sure. I groaned, scribbling out an entire paragraph in frustration before just crumbling the paper in defeat. If it were any other time in my life, I may have accepted the admittedly mediocre work I have been struggling over for the past 3 hours. Unfortunately, I can't, especially not here, where from my spot in the corner of the diner, I can see Mom rushing to and fro to fulfill a giant to-go order that came in during her lunch break. She practically wrestled me back to the seat when I tried to help her. The very least I should do while I'm here is write a good paper, I thought, but no such luck. I can barely get a full sentence down before second-guessing it. It's supposed to be a simple creative exercise, analyzing 2 short stories and creating our own in the same style.
What does analyze even mean? If he'd said critique, at least I could just complain.
Oh, is that grumbling I hear?
Millie! Millie peeks over my shoulder for a moment before giggling at my surprise, sliding in the seat across from me. I should be embarrassed at all the drafts scattered about the table. Instead, I barely grimace as she gingerly pushes some of the crumpled papers aside.
I see you have your work cut out for you already, huh?
I forgot about it too, Nike was like
My torture, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Luckily for you, I'm here to rescue you.
Chat, I love them. Chat, I love them so much. Humming to herself triumphantly, she pulls a tote bag upright, rummaging around the contents inside. She pulls 2 notebooks out with a theatrical ta-da gesture, waving them in front of her face.
Notebooks?
Not just any notebooks. Take a look.
In one hand, a bright pink one labeled Notes is adorned with all manner of sticky notes, bookmarks, and scrap papers sticking out from it. The other is more plain, black without eye-catching material beside the sticker of a cat. Wary, I take the pink one and begin flipping through it. Every page has a neat header, date, and notes from top to bottom. Most of them have a works cited section naming the textbook and relevant story. In all, it looks like a teacher's assistant's cheat sheet for the entire class. Detailed, easy to navigate, and even better resource than the textbook itself.
What? How did you get this?
What do you mean?
Which professor did you steal it from? I won't tell.
You're flattering me. They're my notes from the semester. I took that class already, remember?
No way. My face must portray the accurate amount of awe and a healthy amount of alarm, because she quickly laughs and takes the notebook, closing it.
Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't bother being so meticulous if it was anything but writing. But since I was running the club, I really wanted them to stand the test of time. I do want them back, but...
She timidly plays with her braid for a moment, looking a bit sheepish.
Well, the class is pretty front-heavy on essay work. You can use them as reference if you ever feel lost or need inspiration.
I don't know what to say. Just, obviously... Thank you. Really. I owe you.
Please, it's fine.
He pauses as the bell to the restaurant rings, a customer hopping up to the front and collecting their bags upon bags of takeout. As they leave, the smell of fresh pressed paninis and fries follows.
Well, actually, if you could cook something for me again, that may be a fair trade. I've been daydreaming about those muffins.
If I pass this next round of papers, I'll make you a full-course meal.
It's a deal. You better not fail on purpose to weasel out of it.
Only I had the luxury. Millie scoots back out of the booth, pulling up her tote and adjusting her vest.
Well, I'm off. Junebug needs an oil change. I'll tell your mom you're in good hands.
Sure. Take it. Wait. You know my mom?
She gives a smug, sparkling smile and accentuates it with a little shrug.
You look like her. And when I came in, she couldn't stop boasting about how proud she is of her kids sitting in the back working non-stop on their college papers.
I sink into my seat, feeling heat rush to my face. From the corner of my eye, I see Millie give my mom a big wave, who returns it in kind.
Right. Thanks.
Oh, you're so dramatic. You should feel lucky to have such a doting mom.
Well, it's more about how openly she'll air out my struggles to strangers. But yeah.
Oh, on the replay, that line hurts. Oh. Oh, that's fucked up. Yeah, like after knowing like what happens, hearing that like, hello? Oh. There. That's fucked up. Oh. Oh. That would hurt. Damn. Hitting us that early. The replay is rough. Millie laughs a bit and shakes her head, taking her leave without further ado. When the bell chimes to signify her exit, I heave a giant sigh and slump entirely in the booth. The second notebook sits across from me at the table untouched. I drag it over to my side and flip open the first page. A bright pink sticky note immediately catches my eye, so I sit back up straight to read it. Hang in there.
I'll try.
Oh god, wait, Lucky, are you playing Up As Rain right now? Like, did you actually start it, like, right now? Because I need you to see my wife. I have a wife in Up As Rain. Actually, my wife. Very... Okay, what do you think about my wife? Can you... Wait, I want you to guess who my wife is, actually. Let's see if you can figure out who my wife... Aww. Okay, you haven't seen... You haven't met them yet. Rain? No. Incorrect buzzer noise. The other pages are filled with mistakes, first drafts, forgotten ideas, paragraphs that forget their meaning halfway through. Far from anything I'd seen Millie show in public before. I flip open my own notebook and begin my first draft again. Fear. Yeah, see, I was just gonna be nice and say incorrect buzzer noise, but you know what? Theo's response is even better. Oh god. Yeah, see, that's why I just said incorrect buzzer noise. I was being nice. You'll see my wife later on, knowing where you're up to now. I walk up through the streets with my plastic bag ruffling away in hand. When I check my phone for directions, I catch the time as well. It's 11 o'clock on the dot. I'm right on time. The paper went well enough, a solid B+, which means I'm on the hook for a meal. Their apartments, quite a hike from my own on foot, but the traffic around here is light and the nearby buildings look well maintained, if not very modern. I eventually locate the complex entrance and make my way through the gate, finding my way outside their door not long after. It's okay, Lucky hasn't met the character yet. Like, they're forgiven. Give it a couple quick knocks. A second or two of silence passes before a muffled voice speaks up from inside.
Hello, who is it?
Me, hi!
It's just me.
With a click and a shunt, the lock jiggles open, with the door itself following soon after.
Good afternoon, Olive. Come right in.
I follow the cheery woman as she walks back in, carefully closing the door behind me. Noticing the shoes stacked on the carpet beside the door, I shuffle off my own and nudge them with my feet before continuing on into the small entryway. As I scan the living room, it's clear that things have been hastily tidied up from my arrival, in the same way that a reluctant child might clean their bedroom when told to by their mother. While the floor's mostly clear, clothes have been piled on the backs of seats and peek around bulging cupboard doors. Books, plush animals, magazines, and DVDs all lie where they were last used, and the dining table's become a makeshift study area by the looks of things.
Sorry for the mess.
No, it's nice. Well, aside from...
I trail off as my gaze turns to the kitchenette to my left. Unwashed dishes and glasses sit piled up in and around the sink, and jars of ingredients sit neglected on the counter. It all must have gone bad by now. Start rubbing the back of my neck as the anxiety creeps in. My diner's hygiene and kitchen protocols have been drilled into me for years has affected me more than I thought.
We're not as tidy as we could be.
It's not that unusual, I guess.
I am surprised how unconvincing I made that sound.
I'll clean up before getting started. I brought some stock and rice, so I should be able to work with whatever else is here.
Thank you so much. If I have one more pack of noodles, it might be the end of me.
I'm glad I came. Nobody should be living solely off ramen.
Before you start, at least let me show you around.
Sure, lead the way.
After pointing out this and that, from the location of the bathroom to where Haley and Caprice's rooms are, we arrive at Millie's room as she swings open the door.
And this is my bedroom. It's a bit cramped, but you get used to it.
Give me 2 seconds. Cinder is jumping at the door. Hi, sorry, I'm back. She's very chatty. She was having a good little yap. Okay, where were we? She's not wrong about the size. Most of the apartment space is being dedicated to the combined living room and kitchen. She's made good use of it though, the bookshelf being filled to capacity, and a laptop, and well-used notebook squeezed onto an old table in the corner. It's impressive that she's managed to make such a claustrophobic space feel so homely. Also clocking her actual... I remember when we were watching Lucky get to this scene the first time, and Lucky was like, where's her bed? Where does she sleep? And us being like, Lucky, it's right there! It's so funny. I'm sorry to throw you under the bus, Lucky. I just remembered that as I was looking at it. Why does she have the smallest bed? Because there's like no fucking room in there. Like, are you seeing the amount of space Girly Pop has? The majority of her books seem to be in this style, being plain hardcovers with titles in gilded cursive, as many being non-fiction as fiction. Like she hates company. Oh my god. Then why do they call it a room if they don't have room? Lucky, how big are your fucking rooms? Damn. There's a prime one bed materials always to give it. Exactly, like she just needs a place to sleep. Damn. Rollypop isn't asking for the world. Actually, it's gonna be so funny because like y'all know how I'm moving next year. If I want to put my current bed in the room that I'll be moving into, I will literally only be able to fit my bed and a bedside drawer. Like that's all I'm gonna fit in my bedroom is my bed and a bedside, like one of those tiny little bedside drawers. There is like an open, like inbuilt wardrobe that's like the size of the door and like enough to put like a tiny set of drawers in there. So like, it's tiny. What the hell? Why is it tiny? Because it's just small. Like, that's unfortunately, like, I don't get the master bedroom in the house that I'm moving into. Someone else will have the master bedroom because I'll be living with, like, one family member. So, like, they're gonna be in the master bedroom because, like, I'm moving back into my family home. So I'm moving back into my old bedroom, the old computer room, and, like, another bedroom. And then they're gonna take the master bedroom so that they'll have the master bedroom with the ensuite and like the tiny little front lounge area, and I'll have the rest of the house. So like, I'll have 3 tiny little rooms. When growing up, I could fit 1 single bed and a desk in... It was a desk and a chest of drawers in my bedroom growing up. And that's gonna be my new study for like streaming. So like I'll be able to fit my desk and my merch in that room. The other room is gonna, I figure something out, I guess, for cosplay. And then my bedroom is gonna be literally my bed, drawers, and I'm gonna have to somehow figure out a way to like put my plushies somewhere because over 100 plushies have to go somewhere. My bed is just a mattress on the floor. You're real for that. I have a, like... I have a, like, mattress, like... What are they called? The things that you put your mattress on? And it's, like, a thick block. So it's, like, really low set, but it's not, like, a mattress on the floor. It has, like, the actual, like, base. The bed frame. Bed frame! Yes, that's what I'm after. It's literally like a base bed frame. It used to have like the fancy like wooden things that you'd put at the end of it, but I removed those because I kept fucking like thunking my head against it or like whacking it in my sleep, and that shit fucking hurt, so we just took that away. We weren't fucking dealing with that. Canopies, no. Like, you know, like the wooden like things, like the bed like head thing, like the head of the bed, that wooden thing, we got rid of that because that was just a fucking nightmare. Headrest. Yeah, that thing. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you for saving me on that one. So we got rid of that. So now it's like mattress, the bed frame, and that's my bed. But like, I make up for it in the way that like, I have a queen size bed, I have eggshell foam mattress over the top, like as like a thing over top of the mattress, and it's like a really good quality mattress. So like that's how I make up for the fact that like it's just kind of like on the ground ish, but not quite. Also, if you ever want a really good investment, eggshell mattress like cover kind of thing will change your life, especially if it's memory foam eggshell cover. My best life advice I will ever give y'all is to invest in it. It's worth it. It is so good for your back. 10 out of 10. Brilliant for your back. Because I had to consider getting it because I don't have a proper curve in my spine anymore. So like it's helped a lot with that. 10 out of 10. Do recommend. Which one? I'll show you. So the best words to use is a eggshell mattress topper. and you basically just put it over your fucking bed, and that shit is just so fucking good. Or egg crate is another word that you can use. But that shit, 10 out of 10, worth it. Like, it's so good. It's so good for your back. It's so well, like, it's gonna turn any bed that you own into a really good quality bed. Trust me. Like, it's revolutionary, even. I swear by it. I'm normally not one to, like, be got by that shit. That shit fucking works, man. That shit is worth it. But yeah. Sometimes you just don't get space in the rooms that you get, and you just gotta make it work. I mean, look at her. She makes it work. She downsized her bed. She's got, like, her priorities. She's got her desk. She's got a good chair. Got her shelves. Like, she knows her priorities. She knows she's not gonna be in bed all the time. $80, what do you think? I'm an Oshi concert group. Why is it $80 for you? Stop looking at the fancy ones. Yeah, just get a fucking basic ass one, bro. What are you talking about? I can literally look it up. It's like, I can see one here that I can buy that's $40.95 Australian dollars, so that'd be even cheaper for you. Like, why are you looking at the most expensive version? Unbelievable. Lucky's like, I'm gonna look at, like, the premium one and then be like, why is this so expensive? Lucky's like, bougie. Found the $40 one. Exactly. See, there's cheaper ones. Think smarter. As Millie looks back to me for a comment, I realize that I probably should have asked first. Look at them.
Sorry, curiosity got the better of me. I have to admit, though, child psych is a pretty niche genre.
Looking back over this particular space on the shelf, she has quite a few books on the subject.
Looks like I've been found out. I want to write children's books. A lot of people think it's easy, but there's actually a lot of thought behind them.
Huh. When you said you liked writing, I assumed that meant you wanted to be a novelist or something.
I wouldn't mind trying my hand at it, but children's books are where my heart is. To see a parent reading my books to their child and seeing their faces light up as they learn about the world. It might not be the most glamorous or well-paying career, but I wouldn't care if I knew I'd achieved that. Sorry, I'm rambling. We should get started on lunch, shouldn't we?
Hey, Girly Pop, you're allowed to talk about your interests. I think you should keep talking about them. As I nod, I find myself struck by her conviction. With the pile of dirty dishes slowly starting to shrink, I manage to make good progress on the washing while Millie tidies up elsewhere in the apartment, either inspired or embarrassed by me being ill. I could probably just shift some things aside and cook right now, but might as well go the whole 9 yards if she's going to as well. The creaking of the door to the apartment barely reaches my ears past the noise of the running tap. It isn't long before I see who our visitor is, poking her head around the corner. Haley just manages to keep her placid face at the side of me, taking off her ever-present headphones and setting them around her neck with practiced ease. I am starting to wonder if she wears them to bed at this rate.
Hey, Millie! Some weirdo's broken in and is doing our dishes.
Let them finish before calling the cops.
Okay.
Hi, Haley.
Has Millie really stuck you on dishwashing duty?
Technically, I was here to make lunch, but there's no point in making food if there's nothing to put it on.
I'd apologize for the mess, but I assume Millie's beat me to the punch already.
Is it always like this?
We just scavenge whatever's mostly clean till we run out of plates. It's worked out fine for 2 years now.
2 years of living like this. I can't believe I ever had second thoughts about having my life together. As Millie comes in, Haley gives her a quick wave.
Caprice lives here too, right? Am I cooking for 3 or 4?
She's visiting her mom, so it's 3 today.
Has ever seen the image of a guy eating? No! Dear, no. No. Dear, have you ever heard of what a shoey is? Dear, do you know what a shoey is? I can raise you one more cursed thing above that. I'm just saying. Oh my god, hi Cinder. Do you want to say hi to everyone on the mic? Ain't that the blue dog? No, that's Bluey. Oh my god, you can say hi to everyone on the mic? Okay, why are you headbutting me? Hello? A shoey is an Australian thing where at, like, parties, people will, like, take off their shoe, fill it with their alcohol of choice, and then fucking down that shit through their shoe. I have seen people do it. It freaks me out. I hate it. It's disgusting. I hate it so much. Yeah, no, it's bad. It's fucked. I hate it. So you can't get me worse than I've already experienced. Like, that's a fucking thing over here. Like, yeah. It's a thing. I'm trying to, like... It's like Australian, you know? Unfortunately. I'm trying to find like a good example that's not gonna make me want to throw up looking at it. But yeah, if you look up shoey, yeah, it's a thing. I fucking failed my judges level here. I'm sorry, what can I tell you? Like, other than, like, you can't beat the fucking, like, cereal out of the shoe. Like, that's just Australian culture. You get them drunk enough, they'll drink alcohol out of the shoe. You're gonna they'll fucking do it anyway. Let me find a good example. That's Aviv. Why do you keep fucking doing this to me? Just give me a fucking PNG. Is it that a web file? Can you just give me a damn PNG? What happened to the days of the damn fucking PNG? Please, PNG. Have you done it? Absolutely the fuck not. I would rather die. Here you go. That's a shoey. I've seen people do it. I would rather lose every part of my life than do that. Like... Ugh, you know what I mean? I can't do it. It makes me... Ugh, I hate it. Harry Styles apparently did it when he came to Australia. Like... But yeah, like, it's a whole thing. I can't even... Watch this. Drinking from a shoe has historically been performed as both a bringer of good fortune, a hazing punishment, or a party piece. Drinking champagne from a lady's slipper became a symbol of decadence in the early 20th century. The practice remains particularly popular in Australia, where it is called doing a shoey. Australian MotoGP rider Jack Miller celebrated his first Premier Class victory by drinking champagne out of his shoe. Formula One driver Daniel, another Australian, has also performed shoeys on the podium. Like, the drinker removes either their own shoe or nominates a friend's shoe to be used as the vessel. The shoe is tilted and the entire contents of a can of beer are poured into the shoe's opening. Once the beverage has settled, the beer is drunk by tipping the shoe up to the mouth and chugging it. The drink is most commonly used for a shoey is beer. However, other alcoholic beverages such as champagne are also used. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I saw that before and I thought, it was a joke. No, it sure is not. It's a thing. I hate it. I've seen people do it. It's bad. I judge a little bit. Yeah. Oh, in February 2023, popular singer Harry Styles did a shoey during his musical concert at HBF Park, Perth, Western Australia. Guess where I live? Western Australia. He fucking did it here. I heard my accent come out. Not the accent slip, no! Oh, it gets worse. Why did I accent slip? No. This is enough to Okay. And if I just has me closing that tab, there you go, because I can't die in this game. Anyway. Self-docs. Oh my god, so true. But yeah. I'm so sorry to have to introduce you to the fact that that is a common thing here. I'm so sorry. Millie still comes across as annoyed at the mere mention of her. I guess the rivalry runs pretty deep.
3 it is then. Any allergies?
Oh. Noted. Okay. Huh. Sorry, I've been introduced to a very smart thing. God bless.
I'm allergic to greens.
How am I supposed to tell if she's joking when she uses that deadpan voice? The only hint is Millie's unsurprised sigh. Millie signals the end of lunch as she sets her fork down. The curry I made with foraged ingredients, made extra mild at Millie's request, turned out to be a hit with the two, both of them looking satisfied with their meal.
Thanks again for that. That was amazing compared to what we usually have.
Lucky! Lucky, do you want to share what you just put in my DMs with the class? Lucky, would you like to share that one with the class? Yippee! Yeah, let's go! Eve, beloved.
Could have been spicier.
I'll leave the recipe. You can cook some up yourself. That's exactly how you like it.
What part are you up to, Lucky?
First time in a while I've cooked a meal for people other than myself, so I'm glad it worked out alright.
Isn't that expensive? Living alone and all?
I've always been... what's the best word for it?
Cheap?
Frugal?
Frugal.
Let's go with frugal. Only needing to cook for myself saves a lot of time. Plus, I get leftover vegetables and stuff from work that are about to expire and can't be used.
Ah, I do something similar. I save a bit by sometimes visiting bakeries just before they close for the day. They'll usually throw extra food in the bag for you that probably won't sell in time.
Do you guys actually cook much?
I can cook the basics.
Haley's eyes narrow.
The very basics.
Same. Rice and pasta are easy enough to throw in a pot.
And Caprice?
Caprice is banned from cooking.
Ever since the egg incident, yes.
I love the delivery of that line. I may want to hear the details, but the looks on their faces make it clear this is ground best left untrodden. Our conversation is interrupted by a simultaneous buzzing from mine and Millie's phones, likely from the writing club group chat. It's rare to get any sort of discussion in it, and I've admittedly been pretty bad at checking in myself. Millie, however, reaches for her phone immediately. Just as quickly, a frown forms on her face. Curiosity getting the better of me, I pull my phone out of my pocket to see for myself. Hey, sorry. I know this is last second. I won't be at the next meeting. Or... is there a reason why? I need to submit an attendance sheet to faculty soon. Yeah, sorry. Just a busy week in general. Can I at least get your signature sometime this week? I don't know, I'll try. Lemaire. Since we're giving advance warning this time, I'm out too. The answer's no, by the way, before you ask. I look up from my screen to see Millie slump in her seat. Her phone buzzes again not long after, the message only making her frown more.
What's up?
It's Tanya.
Is that bad?
She said she'd get some of her friends in her machinist class to sign for Darren and Heather.
With a long, exasperated sigh, Millie drags herself up, excusing herself to the nearby kitchen to sift through their cupboards.
Bad news?
Haley leans in closer to me, keeping her voice down while she pries.
What do you think?
What do you think? She doesn't respond to my sarcasm directly. instead opting for one of those shrugs she loves so much.
Welcome to the writing club, I guess.
My head firmly meets the countertop in an over-exaggerated display of frustration. Doesn't last there long, with a sharp clearing of the throat from Millie bringing my eyes back upward.
I keep this bottle hidden away in the back for special occasions. I guess they don't all need to be positive ones. Either of you interested in a glass?
Oh, honey. He places a wine bottle and a couple of glasses on the counter, now that my head is no longer occupied.
When'd you get that?
Oh, well, you know.
I'll pass.
I've got a shift tonight, so I better not either.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's more than fair.
Mentioning it out loud reminds me to check my phone again to time. Thing I did, I've stayed a bit longer than I had planned. I take to my feet, pushing my seat in after
On that note, I better start making my way home to prepare. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for the meal. You're a lifesaver. Really.
No problem. I wouldn't mind doing it again sometime.
Oh, we couldn't.
Sounds like a plan. Looking forward to it.
But she could.
Haley.
The bickering manages to eke a smile out of me, despite the last second downer the club brought to our lunch. With a quick wave and a couple goodbyes, I leave the two to enjoy the rest of their day. Every so often, I find myself covering a shift for someone who's called out sick. I don't mind usually, these happen, and the work's not so bad once you get into a rhythm for the day. Today is different, however. Not because it's unusually busy, but the exact opposite. With a full staff on hand, which is to say Mom is also here, for the expected Saturday lunchtime rush, a feeling of impatience hits the entire place. Bored out of my mind from hours of cleaning an immaculate and quite empty diner just to fill time, I prop them up against a wall and pull out my phone for a quick break. The bell above the door breaks me from my boredom in a flash. I fumble my phone into my pocket and flip over to the door. As I walk up to the entrance, I slow as I notice a familiar face. My mind crashes for a moment as the two worlds I live in once again intersect. My confusion shared by Darren, words stuck in his throat as he works through the same situation. This is the second time a familiar face has casually walked through that door. One more instance like this and I'm going to stop thinking it's just a coincidence.
Oh, sorry, I blanked for a second. Come in. Sit wherever you'd like.
That's fine. I was a bit thrown off too. I had no idea you worked here.
A friend from school?
Hi, Mom. I turn beside me to see Mom idling up, her ears apparently having picked up the conversation.
Yeah.
Darren gives an awkward chuckle, nerves getting the better of him.
You two can have lunch together. It's about your break time anyway.
Mom.
We're not exactly busy. It'll be fine.
Even if she weren't being insistent, it'd look bad to Darren if I protested staying with him too much. I reluctantly give a shrug and motion for him to follow. She skips off as we take a seat to give us some space, but I can already imagine the quizzing I'm going to get after he's gone.
Here for lunch? It's only about 11, isn't it?
I usually eat around now if I can. Lets me get in and out before the crowds start forming.
Tailoring your schedule exclusively around how to best avoid people feels excessive. It's hard for me to not sympathize, especially with how hectic life has been here. I take a look at the menu as he does, with as much earnestness as I can muster. I've long since memorized it, having cooked every item many times, but there's little else to do as he scans the laminated sheet before him. He must be indecisive, moments ticking by as he reads and reads. I expected some small talk, but the diner's as quiet as it was before he arrived. As it becomes obvious he's stalling for time, I speak up.
Hey, is everything okay? You seem a bit quiet.
He looks away from me as he puts the menu down. He's distressingly easy to read.
To be honest, I'm a bit surprised. Not just from bumping into you, I mean. Well, I guess it's sort of the same.
He's quick to catch himself rambling and resets himself with a small breath.
I'm just shocked to see how well off you've been handling everything in your life. It feels like you slipped into the club pretty quick, not to mention the job you've got here. You and I are like night and day.
His face sags, regardless of how wildly off the mark it feels to me.
If you actually believe any of that, then all I'm really good at is faking it. Well, you joined the club too, didn't you?
If you hadn't checked it out with me, I probably wouldn't have gone either. Honestly, if you didn't stick around, I would have bailed by now, too.
There's nothing wrong with going at a pace you're comfortable with. If you don't need to, you shouldn't have to force yourself into doing things you don't want to.
I do want to, is the thing. I wouldn't have brought it up with you if I didn't. It's just... people say the first step is the hardest, but the second step is what establishes the momentum.
Dang, you really do belong in the riding crowd, huh?
He responds with a nervous chuckle. I hope my attempts at lightening the mood didn't put him on the defensive and...
Things are hard, but you make them look easy. Even if you say it's all an act, you pull it off so believably I can't help but be a little envious.
Admittedly, it's a skill you're more or less forced to pick up in a situation like mine. With Mom working as hard as she does for my sake, I've gotten pretty good at hiding away my anxieties to avoid burdening her. Or so I like to think. But she seems to see right through me anyway.
Even now, I was worrying about dealing with the waiters and rehearsing how to order over and over in my head. Then there was the writing club meetup with me getting cold feet at the last second.
That's one mystery solved at least. Given everything he said so far today, I'm more than willing to believe it was just a matter. He returns to his menu, scanning over the options. I'm sure he's already looked over a dozen times already. I was worried when he flaked from the club outing, but thankfully it seems like that was misplaced. Still, now that the actual problem has presented itself, way forward seems obvious.
I wouldn't worry about that stuff too much. I promise it's not any easier for me either. For what it's worth, I'll be attending all the club meetings till the end of the semester, if having a friend there helps at all.
The menu loosens in his grip lightly, revealing his face to me again as it sinks down.
It definitely will. Thanks, Olive.
You're so good. I've never put much stock in possessions. A couple of plants to care for is just about the only luxury I've got going for me. As my aging bike grinds and creaks out of the school gate, however, I realize I might be taking my frugality too far. Need to pick up some grease for this thing sometime, instead of just hoping it'll keep going. Turning into the street, I notice the old trolley slowly rattling onwards from its stop beside the campus. I might want to try and keep up with it as best I can. I don't want to risk the bike being how it is. The platform lies empty of students, except a lone woman leaning on a light pole and listening to music. I'm slow to stop as our eyes meet. I idle up beside her and put a foot on the ground to steady myself.
Mr. Trolley?
Try as I might, it's hard to read anything into her placid face.
Something like that.
Everything she says has an air of aloofness. Maybe I should find that snooty or arrogant, but I think that's just how she is rather than anything intentional. Haley visibly thinks to herself for a moment, rubbing the back of her neck. Finally coming to some sort of decision, she takes off her headphones and addresses me properly.
Hey, how far is your place from here?
Not too far. Close enough to bike at least.
Sounds good.
Huh?
She tilts her head like the answer should be obvious.
You can visit if you want, but I have work in a couple hours.
That's fine.
Well, glad that's been mutually decided at least. With that, I start for home, Haley trailing along beside me. After leaning my bike against the wall, I follow Haley in and close the door behind me. She has the look of a tourist, eyes darting from one area to another.
I didn't know anyone was coming, so it's a bit shabby. Don't get many visitors, really.
I was actually thinking how clean everything is.
Speaking through her normally enigmatic persona is an air of disbelief. I'm a bit mystified until I remember how their apartment was, and that was when they knew I was coming over. At least she's talking now. The ride here in total silence was one of the most strange experiences I've ever had. Something's eating at her. Even I can tell that much by this point. Before I work out how to fill the air between us, Haley's eyes fall on the old console sitting under my even older television. She pushes her chin out towards it, a rare glimmer of interest sparkling in her eyes.
That old thing still work?
Who knows? You can try if you want. I don't get much use out of it.
I want to talk to her about where this all came from, but the timing never quite seems to feel right. Haley picks up a controller as I fiddle about with the modest pile of games, nodding to the first I hold up before I put it in, a fighting game I've tried a couple times. No sooner do I take a seat beside her and start up a match, am I put on the back foot. She pushes me to the edge of the map before juggling me into the air and comboing me over and over. Her work done as the round is called, she slumps back into the cushions. I manage to do a bit of damage, but it's already clear that I don't have a chance of winning any further rounds. Well, if nothing else, at least this is a welcome distraction from studies and work. We start another round. I try my best, but this goes about as well as the last. With the match finally over and Haley easing off the controller, I get a chance to address the elephant in the room.
So, anything on your mind?
Just tired. Not with school or anything, just those two.
Are things really that bad?
I was about to go home on the trolley, but when the doors opened, I just...
Haley trails off, unsure how to explain herself, or simply stopping herself from doing so. Puts the controller down and sighs.
Maybe I should just live alone like you. Nice and quiet here.
You don't sound super convincing.
You got me.
Leans back into the couch. Not sure if that signifies a pause or an end to this conversation.
I guess I just forgot how much I missed having a normal life with those two till you came around.
Me?
You coming over for lunch the other day was the first time in forever that apartment felt... ordinary. It's rare to see Millie that open and talkative at home. It was nice.
I can almost make out the corners of her lips curl into a smile, but they're back to a frown before they get all the way.
And then Caprice came home and got in Millie's face about the wine she left on the counter.
She sits there, staring into space as she recounts how the day ended. As she finishes the thought, her eyes meet mine and she corrects her posture, as if just remembering I was there.
Sorry for making this weird.
You're good.
She's quick to break eye contact soon after my response, retreating back to her thoughts.
You should have seen them before all this. You'd barely recognize them.
That's the impression I get, yeah.
She thinks a little, hesitating a moment before taking her phone from her pocket. I'm left to wait as she pokes about on it. She taps on the screen, then shows it to me.
What's this?
Baby.
A photo from about a year back, with Millie and Caprice. I've held on to it ever since.
Group of friends crammed into a tiny room. I recognize the others as the art club members, but Caprice and Millie definitely steal my attention away, both smiling wide.
It was their first college party together. I wasn't actually there, but they both lit right up while telling me about it. They told me all about the new friends they were making, the art club that Caprice made, how Millie was going to lead the big writing club soon and do all sorts of stuff with them. They had everything lined up for the future and were excited to get to it. It was easy to get caught up with their energy at the time.
She thinks on her words before abruptly locking her phone and slipping it back into her pocket. I don't think I've seen Haley rattled like that before. Passing car on the street only highlights the sudden quiet.
I guess it didn't really turn out like that. Sorry again. I didn't mean to come over here and dump this all on you.
No, really, it's fine. I can't even begin to imagine what things must be like at your place nowadays. I'm surprised someone like you would be friends with two people who are so outgoing. Not that I mean that in a bad way, I
get what you mean. We met in high school. Well, more like they found me during high school.
You make it sound like they picked up a stray cat.
That's basically how it went. The two of them were practically inseparable. Picked up a new friend to share. Back when they were so gung-ho about their clubs, part of me was happy that they'd found friends who could keep up with them, who wouldn't be holding them back.
You and me might be in the same boat. I really admire Millie's passion, but I get tired just thinking about keeping pace with her sometimes.
There it is again. It's only slight, but that tug at the corner of her mouth shows she's feeling the same thing I am. A slight sense of camaraderie in our shared situation, dealing with two impossible people. With that, Haley picks herself up off the couch and takes the long stretch.
Thanks for letting me come over. I'd better let you get to work.
Sure. You gonna be okay getting back?
Yeah, the walk could be worse. I could do with the exercise anyway.
That's not what I meant.
It'll be fine. I just needed a break.
She walks over to make her leave. Haley stops and looks back from the half-open.
Oh, and Olive.
Yeah?
Thanks again for coming over the other day.
No problem. Hopefully we can get Caprice around next time.
Yeah. Hopefully. Catch you.
Yeah, catch you.
She strides out the door and shuts it behind her. With my guest gone and work imminent, I sink further into the couch cushions for a lack of anything else to do. Alrighty, sir, I have to end it there just because it's about to hit midnight. And you know how it is, I gotta be up in like 5 hours. So, just... This is like the best background music. We didn't even, I know, that's what you get. You guys kept making me yap. Next week, like I said, I don't know if I'm doing this next week. I'll have to see what I can do. No promises. It's very unlikely. The cost of shoeies. I was gonna say it's the cost of like the amount of yaps that were prompted this stream. Because y'all were overtime getting me to yap. And now we don't get to see it. I'm like, damn it. You have had your fill of Millie away with her. No! Clinging to her. It's my baby. That's my wife. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to continue next week. I really, really pushed to get this on the schedule this week because it's very fitting. With everything that's happening, I definitely think being able to sit and play twofold with everything that's coming up and everything that's been happening behind the scenes and coming forwards, it felt right, is the best way I could explain it. And it was very good being able to revisit them. I don't know, maybe next week we'll continue it. I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to. I'd really like to, actually. I just still feel that guilt about replaying on stream. Like, it's like killing me because I'm like, yes, Millie twofold. Oh, but then I'm like, oh god, I hope I'm not like being frustrating by coming back to, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I won't forget to save. It's fine. I know to save it. It's fine. But yeah, I'm very, very happy that I was able to get this in this week. Especially, you know, it's 7 days of Marielle Aurelia streams. I needed my Women Wednesday. So like, It's been a while since we've had a Women Wednesday stream as well. So, you know, if we're gonna bring it back, I had to make sure it was with the love of my life, you know what I mean? Thank you for the hydrate. Let me get that sip. Thank you for the hydrate. And yeah, since this whole week is about, like, big upcoming changes on this Sunday, or Saturday night for Americans, you know, it's just, okay, thank you for the stretch. There we go. Since it is, like, you know, oh my god, here I am going to chill again. With big changes happening, this Sunday, or Saturday night for Americans, I felt like it would be really nice to basically make sure that TWOFOLD got to be a part of 7 Days of Marielle Aurelia, because if it's a week about exciting changes, you gotta pick the, like, media that changed your life, you know what I mean? I believe dog model is finally becoming the primary model on... Absolutely not. Incorrect buzzer noise. I am not becoming a dog VTuber. I will never. Not in this lifetime or any lifetime. I did at least start today with her as the base model. So that's like me making up for it, you know what I mean? My god, thank you for the red redeem. Yippee! But yeah, we're back to red. Yippee! Would you do it for Millie? I don't think Millie would want me to be a dog 24, like, 24/7, you know what I mean? What Mar said earlier was, they are insane. I'm a red panda now, sir. I'm just saying. Aspenwood, insane. Insane. If anything, I should be acquiring a cat model with your logic. Aspen loves strays. Why am I catching strays with that one? That's fucked up. I don't need to be a dog for that. That's just me in general. Thank you very much. But yeah. I'm really excited, and I do hope that I will see everybody there. As I said, this is probably going to be the biggest announcement I'll ever make on this channel. So I really do hope to see y'all there. And there's like so many songs, and I'm sorry that it's coming with a karaoke stream. I was like, I don't know how to make this like, I don't know how to make this a really big announcement stream other than like finally doing a karaoke after what, 6 months of no karaoke's or something like that. So I was like, I'll put it in a karaoke stream. And like, I'm gonna like split it up, so it'll be like, oh, first part of the announcement, singing. Next part of the announcement, singing. Final. And that, I think that's how I'm gonna do it. So then like, y'all get like bits and pieces throughout it, and then you're not like waiting for like the entire stream for it at the end like a lot of people do. I'm like, you know, maybe I'll be like, oh my god, sounds so much like a graduation. You're really gonna have a giant asterisk on screen they've talked about. Well, I can promise you I'm not graduating. You're stuck with me for a very, very long time. I forgot to Oh god. But yes, I promise it's not a graduation. I promise this is a very big, very positive thing. And I'm very, very excited for y'all to see what's coming, because the teams worked really, really hard to get everything prepared. And I think it's gonna be really exciting. You know what I mean? I believe the first bellflower to graduate is Mari. Look, I had my Urshi graduate on Friday. Like, I'm still sore about that. Like, well, affiliate. She's now affiliate, I should say. I should clarify, she's affiliate. So, like, I'm a little bit, I'm hurting. I'm feeling it. Oh, lucky. But yeah. I promise you it's gonna be good, and I'm really proud of the team because, like, I think it's been a very exciting thing to work towards, and with TWOFOLD being such a big part of who I am now as a person, and everything I've done streaming for quite a while now, I thought it would be perfect before the big announcement to kind of like, you know, revisit it, have a little bit of a silly time playing it again. So yeah, remember the secret law that I dropped today? Thea said if the announcement is you finally coming to Chicago, they'll meet up with you and show you all the local rats. Damn, I wish that was my announcement. Damn it. That would have been funny. No, unfortunately, I am not going to America for a while. I was thinking about going next year, but, money. You know what I mean? It costs, like, around 5K in total after, like with, like, the inclusion of, like, the Donathon for the America trip. As much as I would love to run another Donathon, I am still working through the backlog of the current one still, so I can't in good faith do that again. Just do another... No, because I haven't finished all of my rewards, and some of these are like very long-term ones, so like it's gonna take me a long time. And in good faith, I cannot do another one if I haven't already... Yeah, like, so like I want to make sure I finish what I currently have before I start new ones. Because otherwise that's just not fair, you know what I mean? Can't wait for D&D. I also cannot wait for the D&D. Like, I have secured the dream team. Like, I am not giving away who is in the dream team, but like, oh, it couldn't be better. Like, it's actually incredible. And I cannot wait for y'all to see who I have lined up. Like, oh my god. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so good. And I'm really excited for the story. And I hope that you guys like it, and I hope that the players like it, and I'm very, very excited. It's gonna be silly. But yeah, so please make sure that you are there on Sunday morning for +8 GMT or Saturday night. I tried to make it as American friendly as possible. It's 10 p.m. EST. So I feel like that's very American friendly. It will be on YouTube, because all karaokes are done on YouTube, just because I fear Twitch, and my Twitch overlords, I don't want to get banned, so we do it on YouTube. You know, we play smarter, not like, we don't take risks, we don't do that, not here. And yeah, I really hope to see y'all there. Tomorrow we are going to be gaming again because it's 7 days of Mariella Aurelia. I hope you're not getting sick of me yet because it's been 3 days in a row. I believe the next one's going to be silly because I have no idea what Elden Ring is. I just know that Lucky told me to play it at some point. So I said, okay. And I added it to the list. And so we're gonna try out Elden Ring. I don't know anything about it. I know fuck all about this game. If you ask me to tell you what Elden Ring is about, I don't even know what genre of game it is. I just know that people get pressed about it. Apparently it's like a big thing if someone wins it. Just vaguely. It's a game, I guess. And then Friday night will be... It's a gamer game. Oh, I'm so gonna be gamering then. Just you wait. I'm gonna be like incredible at it. And then Friday we've got Monhunt World as usual. And then Saturday morning for Americans, Saturday evening for us. They're around the same. It's the same time as usual. We're gonna be playing Apex. We're gonna be trying out Apex. I did a bot round and one normal round with Mori to test it out, and we didn't really get to play, so it's going to be very interesting. But we also have Ree, so Ree's going to be joining us too. I'm very excited, and that's going to be at the same time as it is every other day, and then obviously karaoke to end out the week, which is going to be so exciting. So yeah, that's all my announcements for today. So let me do a quick little check of something. I don't think I have anything else that I need to announce. No, I don't. Okay, so wins is all I need to hear to know how much you know about it. Trust me, I'm gonna be like the best at this game. It's gonna be so good. Can't wait. What is cooking? there's like over 20 songs in the karaoke list because I've pre-planned what songs I'm singing. Like, y'all are not prepared for how insane this karaoke stream is gonna be. It's gonna be my longest karaoke. It's gonna be my best karaoke. I swear to God. And it's gonna have some really exciting announcements. So yeah, I'm very excited. But yes, I do have to end stream here for today just because it is past midnight. I have to go to sleep. But, as we say at the end of every stream, stay safe, make good choices. Thank you so much for watching, everybody! Okay, good night!